Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's episode 978 of the Two Dum Yinzers. I want to say to everybody today, welcome back to the show. It is Friday, TGI Friday. I'm sure everybody is ready for the weekend after a long week here in the first week of June. Keeping it nice and warm. It's summertime, summertime, baby. That's right. Welcome to the show. Michael, how are you?
I am great, my friend. Where else would I rather be? Once again, 12:40 on a Friday. Then at the Two Dum Yinzers talking Steelers, baby.
That's right. Working our way, Mike, to the big 1000th episode coming up here in 1 month from today. Like 1 month from today will be the big show. The 10th season will be starting.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be at the 5-year mark. We'll be at the 1000 show mark. Mike, we are halfway. We're almost there. Not halfway there. We're almost there. Working our way up, and we're getting there really fast. 1 month from today will be the big one. I got a lot of stuff planned for that. It is going to be a Friday just like today. We're going to get together and have a lot of fun right here on the show as we do get ready to head into the summer break, Mike. But it's going to work out just fine because after summer break, we're going to come back. It's going to be right there in mid-June. It's going to be 2 weeks to the start of training camp at St. Vincent College in Latrobe. Very excited, Mike, to come upon this time of year. Again, June, kids are off. It's getting warm. Steeler talk is hot, baby. We're back.
Yeah.
And a lot of things to get into today. I want to say to everybody, welcome back to the show. Guys, our Pittsburgh teams, get this, Mike, since the beginning of last weekend, we had the big weekend last week with the Pirates, the Passion, and then also the Riverhounds. They all won every game. And all the way from that point till now, all of our Pittsburgh teams, including what's going on there? Jamal says YouTube link. I'm not sure what's going on, Mike. It seems.
Yeah, I'll get the link for the regular feed up for Jamal.
Okay, good deal. But Mike, we do have a lot going on as far as our pro and our low pro teams go this weekend, Mike. But I was about to say, from last Friday to now, all of those teams having a combined win amount of 10 out of 10 games altogether, 9-1. The Pirates were the only loss in the game that they let up. A lot of runs late in the game a couple days ago, and they lost. But Mike, they won every other game they played since then. Also, the Riveters were back at it during the week. They won as well, and it's going to be heavy going into this weekend. Let me cover some of this as we do get started. To kick off the show, Mike, the Pittsburgh Pirates do win the series over the Astros yesterday, 5-1. They win the game. They win the series 2-1. The Pirates improved to 34-29 overall in the division, sitting in second place. They'll be back at it today, starting a new series in Atlanta before they head up back home to face the Dodgers to start next weekend. This will be a 3-game set throughout the weekend. The Braves will be hosting the Buccos. Game 1 tonight. Mitch Keller will be on the hill for that. But I do want to say one thing about the Buccos, guys. Do jump on, even if you're not Pirates fans, just if you're fans of the show and you don't follow baseball, swing over to MLB.com or Pirates.com and vote for the Pittsburgh Pirates to get them into the All-Star game. The thing about it is they are really good this year, Mike. They're not going to get any recognition because they're generally not good. Yeah. I think there's certainly some players on this team that deserve to be there that might not make it. So do jump on. It takes just moments. You could vote up to 5 times a day, all the way up till the end of June. Get on and vote Pittsburgh Pirates into the All-Star game. Again, it will help us. It will help me, if anything.
Well, it'll help make Ryan feel a whole hell of a lot better about himself. So damn sure you better be fucking voting for him. Also, I'm looking at you, Jamal. You personally better be doing it.
Let's go to also, Mike, a few other things going on this weekend as far as our Pittsburgh squads go. Right here is the Pittsburgh Riveters. They did play a couple days ago, Mike. They will be back at it this weekend as they will be hosting Flower City. That game's at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Also, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the guys, they're soccer brothers, if you will. The Riverhounds, they'll be playing at Charleston Battery with a 7 o'clock start tomorrow. Also, Mike, in more low pro sports here in the Berg, the Pittsburgh Passion looking to continue their winning streak, Mike, to 5. If they could beat the heated rivals, the DC Divas, Mike, we beat them by a game-winning field goal, a walk-off field goal earlier in the season. They split the series last year, and they did beat us, knocked us out of the playoffs. So, again, the game against the Divas, they are good. We are good. It's going to be a good game. Check them out on YouTube right here at 6 o'clock tomorrow. You could watch the Pittsburgh Passion in their entirety. It's always a lot of fun watching the gals because they're good. Listen, if they weren't any good, or they play like a bunch of girls, I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't encourage, I wouldn't support, I wouldn't promote it. But guys, I'm telling you, you are not going to be disappointed if you check out the ladies of Pittsburgh on the gridiron, the Pittsburgh Passion. Again, tomorrow, Mike, the biggest game of the year as they host the DC Divas. The Divas coming to town. Big game in the division. So let's hope that the Passion can get it done tomorrow evening.
They better, man. And when you said they were good and we were good, I was hoping you would say they're good, but we're gooder.
We're gooder. We're definitely gooder.
I was hoping for the gooder part.
I hope we're gooder. I mean, who knows? But I'm gonna lean toward we're gooder at this point. A few other things before we do get started, Mike. If you are watching the gridiron, it is on TV now. You're going to want to tune in this weekend for sure, as the UFL is in the playoff week of the UFL football season, Mike. As the final 4 teams will be getting ready to go at it over the weekend. The DC Defenders are traveling to Orlando on Sunday at 3 o'clock, and then Sunday, the late game at 6 o'clock, is Louisville at St. Louis, and the winner of these 2 games play against one another in the UFL championship game next week. So that is all coming to a head, Mike. Just 3 UFL games left in their season. Finally, Mike, you caught up to me on one here. The Carolina Hurricanes, they win in overtime. They win 4-3 over the Vegas Golden Knights. You do tie that series up in the NHL. And then also, Mike, the Knicks. My Knicks are up 1-0 on your Spurs. But game two is tonight at 8:30. You're going to get an opportunity to tie that one back up. And then they won't be back at it till next week. And then also, Mike, in the NHL, they will also be playing tomorrow. Game 3 of that series is 8 o'clock. And then the following game won't be till next week. So that is all these sports to get you through the week.
Dude, I'm so happy my Carolina Hurricanes were able to come back and tie it up, because I did not want that series to start 2-0 in Vegas's favor, because I think if they got up 2-0, this would have been a quick series. Now that it is evened up. I think the series might go for a while. I love when the final series goes 6-7 games. Build the drama, build the tension. It makes it more rewarding to watch as a fan, and probably as a player too. It's probably more probably more stressful for them, but more rewarding for a fan to sit there and watch your team win in a game 7, to know they had it. It's just, they took everyone to the limit and then they bested them all and broke someone's heart. I love when my teams win a game 7, especially for a championship.
You're going to get the opportunity, Mike, as you do have two teams currently involved in 7-game sets. We will see how that continues and plays out. As again, Mike, the Knicks and Spurs tonight. Tomorrow, the Canes and also the Golden Knights will be going at it in the NHL. So we've got those going on as well, Mike, along with all of our low pro sports here in the Berg and the Pittsburgh Pirates in a big series. Let me tell you, if they could come out and beat these Braves at least 2 games, which always is a big if, Mike, this team has doubled up their record. They are 42-21. If you can believe the Atlanta Braves, always good, always a powerhouse. Mike, but I got to be honest with you. Yesterday, we might have fixed or at least tweaked that bullpen issue a little bit. Carmen Majewski back in the lineup, and at the end of the day, it helped us in the bullpen as he just mowed him down. Him and Jared Jones, they get the big win yesterday over the Astros. So getting Majewski back in the bullpen and getting Jared Jones back in the rotation certainly helps improve the squad. And even little talks, Mike, just yesterday about Aroldis Chapman possibly being a target for the Pirates come trade deadline, which I never thought they should have got rid of the guy anyway. But here they are talking. And you know what? I think it's the best thing they could do. Because at the end of the day, Aroldis Chapman, I thought that he was a bit worn when he came here last time. Like, he was still the best pitcher on the whole entire roster at that point. So I will take him. I will take him in a heartbeat, and I think he will certainly help the back end of this bullpen. You move Gregory Soto up to a setup pitcher, 8th inning pitcher, and then you have Carmen Majewski strengthening the bullpen. Then also, Mike, once you get into the playoffs, Bubba Chandler, who hopefully gets it together at that point, he will also be knocked down to the bullpen as well. So a couple tweaks here and there can certainly help this team go a long way. And also, I do know that we've been in the same conversation with that DH guy that does play for Houston, and he's a fucking monster. I think he has 21 or 22 home runs so far. So if we could land somebody like him at the deadline, it could certainly go a long way for the squad.
Don't wait till the deadline. I'm a big proponent of get your guys now. Get them now, because no one, the value or the market for the guys is lower now than it is at the trade line when everyone wants to start buying. Buy now.
Here's the problem with that. And I agree. Listen, I mean, on theory, that's perfect. However, you want to make sure you're in the ball game come the end of July. And you know what? This team could lose 10 in a row. They could make the move now and lose 15 in a row, and we could be 20 games out. And again, at that point, we're stuck paying a guy that maybe we didn't need at that point. So I think that's why they wait till the deadline itself, because you don't know. Baseball is you could be in it one day and out of it the next.
But what if you're out of it by the time you get to the deadline, and we would all be sitting here, if we would have made these moves earlier, we could have been in a better position. And if you make a move early and it does not start to work out, you still have time to go and change and rectify that mistake, and then hopefully rebound from it. Whereas the deadline, you make it and it doesn't work out, you're screwed the rest of the way, because there's no more moves to be made. And if you start making, maybe not major moves right now, but minor moves.
I'm thinking this, Mike, maybe they're just saying to themselves, we're the Pirates. Let's wait this out, because there's no guarantee. Yeah. Any move we make is going to put us in a good position. But they do have top of the line pitching and starting pitching and top. Certainly a very much improved offense, as they have, Mike, are scoring more runs than they have since the 1940s, if you can believe that. So again, the bullpen being the Achilles heel. Hopefully they could get this together and make a run at it, Mike. They are currently sitting in 2nd place, and they are currently sitting in the final wild card spot in the NL, if that playoffs would in fact start today. So a couple tweaks, I think, got this team right back in it, guys. Welcome back to the show. Good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you here today. Glad to see the terrible board up and running. I want to get back into this as soon as I can, Mike. This is Friday the 5th. And again, 1 month from today, 1 month from today will be the big show, guys. 1,000th episode, the 5-year show, starting season 10. A lot of things going on. 1 month from today, July 5, and then we will take our final break, our summer break, the week after, and be back in time to give us 2 weeks, Mike, to get prepared for the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp in Latrobe. So a lot of things coming up here in the next month. I'm glad everybody is here. I'm glad everybody as a board and on the terrible board. Great to see us today. Let's get back to it. Let's say hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Let's go to my man Jamal. He's getting things set up on his end. Looks like things are going good. Jamal says, gang in this thing. Let my nuts hang. That's right, big dog. Always great seeing my man Jamal in the house. always good to see you. Let's continue down on the board. See everybody that's into it today. My man RB from right here on the show. Always got the scoop. Always knows what's going on. RB says Porter's asking 28 to 30 million. From what I'm told, in my opinion, you can't pay a guy who is elite bump and run corner, but below league median and everything else, top tier money. That is something certainly in the conversation today, guys. We're going to get into that and a lot more. We thank you for that, RB, as RB is always on top of everything. Just because you don't see him doesn't mean he's not working his ass off. This dude, he knows a lot. I'm telling you, he's always on top of things. Tortilla Jackson, all the way from Sacramento. Always great seeing Tortilla Jackson. What is up, brother? My man Tortilla in the house, representing Cali as always. Good to see you, dude. It is Friday, TGIF. We're getting there. RB says this sure he's shown some improvement in other areas, but you can't pay top dollar for below average. But with improvement, would benefit both sides to sign a 2-year deal in the middle. Let's go to Squeege. Yo, what's up, Squeege? Always great seeing the Squeege dog on the terrible board, my man. Squeege dog, great to see you, sir. Hope you were ready for this weekend. Let's go back to Tortilla. Tortilla says this. We gave 3 edge rushers $70 million. One of them, Herbig, hasn't even started more than 10 games and got $100 million. If we are trying to win, we don't do that. Then JPJ, don't do that. Then let JPJ walk. Perhaps I think you might be saying. Let's go right here to RB. RB follows that up by saying, if improvements come to above average, then sure, but I just can't justify top dollar to a guy who limits the scheme to one style of coverage. And again, all these things might be changed under a new coaching system and the way these guys play and operate and do things. So that is something that I'm certainly keeping my mind on. And also, we do know that he certainly improved his tackling from 1 year to second year to the third year and beyond. I think his tackling has improved, and finally his penalties have gone down, or the other bugaboo with JPJ early. But we will get into this so much more today. Glad to see everybody on the terrible board. Hope everybody is doing well. Let's go to Tortilla. He says if we move on from we move one of the edge rushers next year, that opens up plenty of cap space, and that's when I think it will happen. I think that probably Alex Highsmith will be on the move next year. That's just my opinion. But my opinion, Mike, sometimes it pops in and out of spotlighted situations. I'll get back to that in a minute. I used the term very heavily over the past 2 days, and I noticed a really, really fat man here in Pittsburgh decided to use the same exact term on the same exact day that I did, just an hour. A coincidence, possibly. But I'm just going to leave it at that for the moment. Let's get also, Mike, to Tortilla. He says this, even fans who aren't Steeler fans know JPJ is an above average corner. And again, you could always argue that the guy's never let up a touchdown. I think that kind of keeps him somewhere, certainly moving himself up the ladder as well. Let's go back to RB. He says, Tortilla, it will be in long term, but in present, there will be a cap penalty. I do want to say what's up to Jello Donut. Always great to see you on the board. Always making me hungry this time of day. Jello Donut, Mike says this. I seen some type of stat yesterday showing JPJ is the second best corner in the league. You know, and if he's not in that top 5, he's certainly getting close to cracking it. This is one of my notes I have today. We're going to get into real here shortly, guys. Tortilla says like we have to make a move to free up space now. No, what I'm getting, Tortilla, is this. There's going to be a lot of reconstruction to other people's contracts from what I'm reading this morning to get this JPJ deal done, which is why this is the last deal amongst the big ones, seemingly at this point. But at the end of the day, Mike, this is what I'm understanding from what I read this morning. There's got to be reconstructuring and other things done. Again, as we mentioned earlier on the show, this is a bit more complicated than the Herbig and then also the Darnell Washington contract extensions from earlier this week.
Yeah, if there's some people you can move money around with to free up money if he wants, paid this year too, like a little bump in the salary this year, or even if he needs money next year, there's ways to move money around in the contracts. And remember, if we cut someone, you designate them a June 1st pay cut, or post-June 1st pay cut, you can spread the dead cap hit over 2 years. So it's a tool that can be used. So like if Dean doesn't fare well, you can cut him and you can spread his $8 million dead cap space over 2 years. Or if Jalen Ramsey falls off a cliff, I think his dead cap space is like 19 million, but you spread that over 2 years, it's more bearable that way. And there's ways to free up money. You never know, Cam might retire and stuff like that. So there's ways to get money. Omar Khan is a wizard when it comes to the cap, and like this team would be stupid not to extend an elite corner unless their big thing they want to go back to like a Blitzburg style defense.
Yeah, so we will see a lot to keep our eye on there. Let me jump right back on, Michael Tyrone, my man Tyrone, the GOAT Tyrone. I know I hate when I get that wrong because he is the GOAT. He deserves to be called the GOAT. Tyrone says, this RB, shut up. He's worth 28 to 32 range. He sounds stupid. It sounds like this might be a heated Friday. Who knows, guys, as it is heating up outside in this moving into summer, Mike. It's technically not summer yet, believe it or not. We still do have a couple weeks before we can make that claim, but it does seem to be heating up on the board today. Let me jump over here to I know I recognize the name, Robbie the Ford. I've seen before. Let's see what he has to say on the board today. He says, I sure as hell hope they can clean up Heinz Field Stadium bathrooms. Last time I was there, piss smells everywhere and people just pissing everywhere. Sounds like
Pittsburgh.
Sounds like my type of day, but you know what? I don't know. The thing is, I can't make an opinion on that one way or another, Mike, because I thought that 3-4 years ago when we were getting bad grades on that particular report, I thought it would improve, but it hasn't. So at the end of the day, I don't know what to tell you, Robbie. I hope as well that it smells less like pee. There's not much we could really do or say about it, unfortunately. Let's go here to Tyrone. He says this 0 touchdowns in 3 straight years. I mean, come on, that's argument numero uno. Also his improved tackling, also his improvement on penalties. And Mike, and again, 3 years, no touchdowns.
Yep.
That's got to put you in some kind of category. Say what you will.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the top receivers almost every week. What else can JPJ do to move up this list in your opinion, Mike?
I don't know, because right now, like Yahoo Sports had an article and they're using PFF information. Out of 63 cornerbacks with at least 115 third down coverage snaps, JPJ ranked second in forced incompletion rate at 35.3% on third down. So when teams are throwing at him on money downs, they're very rarely getting a completion against him. For me, that is the definition of a lockdown corner. I know people want to talk about his penalties. They've gone down. 56 penalty yards last year.
A lot.
Yeah. And so it's I don't know what more the guy can do. Deion Sanders was not a tackler. Like if my number one corner
is not exactly Deion Sanders either, but
but my number one corner, if he's locking guys down,
Mike,
his tackling numbers are going to go down.
Does Cody have it right? Does he need to get some interceptions to change this conversation?
That's the only thing right there is going to be his interception rate. Yeah. It's it. And that's it. He had 11 pass breakups last year and only 1 interception. So if that, 11 PBUs drops down to like 6, and then those interceptions are 8, we're talking about him as he's this otherworldly cornerback.
Like if he gets 5 interceptions this year, JPJ is instantly talked about as one of the best corners in the league. You agree?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. He only allowed 29 catches last year on 526 coverage snaps.
And considering that Jamar Chase caught about 65 of them in one game against us, we'll certainly take that.
Yeah, and they weren't against Porter.
But they tried everything in the book, I think, at some point. They stuck everybody on him. Point taken. Let's move on. RB says this stats aren't the entire story. That's the issue. He's elite, maybe the best pressed man corner, but he's not very good in the run support, tackling, or any sort of zone or bell coverage, which limits schemes. It's an interesting take, but again, under new coaches and under new coaching schemes and different defenses, we may see something different. So that's where I'm holding my reservations there. I do think that it's going to be very different this year in a lot of areas. This football team, certainly very excited about this. Tortilla says, man, as soon as we let JPJ go, he'd learn how to catch. He would lead the league in interceptions. I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure of it. Let's go back to Ty, my man. Mike also with the Tyrone and also tortilla combo. Let's go right here to Ty. Ty says Herbig got 25%, 25 per year and was back up. LOL. He's done nothing close to Joey Porter Jr. He's getting top 5 money. So it's going to be. And here's the thing, Tyrone. We were talking about it yesterday. It is the more complicated contract of all the contracts they dealt with. So I'm not surprised at this point. This is what's happening. And as I said earlier, I'm reading this morning, Mike, that reconstructing other people's contracts is going to be necessary to get this taken care of. So again, it's no surprise to me. I would certainly be patient. I'm not being impatient. And again, I'm going to tell you how a very fat man here in the Steel City says something that I've been saying for the past couple of days, and he made it sound like it was the best idea he's had since sliced bread. But I'll get to that in just a second. Let's go right back here to RB. RB says tortilla, not necessarily. He says you can back or midloaf something, but by the sounds of it, he once paid now and early. Tyrone says he got way better at tackling. I couldn't agree with you more. Also, he says this. He goes, I don't know what you be watching, LOL. You just always hating on him. Let's go here. Tortilla following up Tyrone. Tortilla is saying this. Mikey says, I'm going to be pissed if we choose Herbig over JPJ. As agreed, he is probably going to get overpaid. That's the name of the game. You ain't kidding. I couldn't agree with more, guys. Maybe the whole league is probably a little overpaid. But you know what? We keep going and filling the stadiums. So at the end of the day, maybe they're not. Maybe they're right where we think they should be, guys. But again, I think patience is the essence here. Again, with JPJ, it's just not something that you could throw together overnight. I think they're going to try to take care of Benton, get him figured out, Mike. And then again, also there's got to be reconstruction on contract. There's got to be at the end of the day. And come on, he's not going anywhere. I don't think. Again, I just can't imagine. That's just again my opinion, Mike. But JPJ not being here next season and beyond is. It's out of my area of thought.
Yeah, for the longest time, we've been chasing a true lockdown corner. We get one, and then we reward a backup linebacker and a backup tight end. Don't get me wrong. I like both those players. I think they are both part of the future. But, one of the top 3 positions in the NFL is still cornerback. You get one of those, you're golden. I understand, you get to the quarterback quick and, your corner doesn't have to cover long. But as we've seen here in the past, when your rushers cannot get home, you better hope you have a good back end. And why piss off and potentially let walk out the building one of the premier corners in the league? And he was advanced analytics number 2 in big plays against. So number 1 had the least most explosive plays against. I forget who that corner is, but Joey Porter Jr. was number 2. So he does not allow big plays against you. Why would you let that go? Also, it's just crazy to me.
It's not crazy because, again, it's still very early in this situation. If the fact of the matter happens and we just don't give the guy the money or say, you know what, we're not going to make a deal. The fact of the matter is people are freaking out because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And Mike, of course, I keep saying it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's not if. It's when. I'll get back to that here shortly, but I do want to stay on the board here for just a few more. I don't want to get too far behind on this Friday. Glad to see everybody. TGIF. I know everybody's ready for the weekend, Mike. Here in this first week of June, let's stay back on the board. Somber says, "Oh God." RB says, Tyrone, who cares what Herbig got? The guys can confirm. I wasn't happy about that either. He wasn't. I can confirm that for sure. But overpaying for 2 guys doesn't make that right. When people might be saying that we might already be overpaying for another player or 2 as well. So again, heavy topic today, as you see it on the thumbnail. I do believe that's on the thumbnail. Yep. JPJ will be a heavy topic for today. Again, in my opinion, Mike, I think that people are just kind of freaking out. I think it's going to happen. Again, I just, I don't think that it's not going to happen. So again, at the end of the day, I don't freak out because again, that there's going to be a lot that's going to go into this actual contract being drawn up, made, and signed. So again, I think it's still premature to get worked up over this right now. Again, maybe if we are kicking off in September and nothing has been done, or we're through the season and nothing's been done, or any of these other kind of options, I think then we could start freaking out a little bit. Right now, I think it's way too early, but I get it. Especially Tyrone, a big fans of JPJ. I am as well. Listen, I love 53 guys that wear black and gold when football season starts. So I'm on board. I want him here, and I do believe he'll be here. And again, Mike, they made these other big moves. I can't imagine they let their lockdown corner go. Again, that's my opinion. Let's move on. Corey over there, Don't Drink That, says this. Hello, people of America, and Tater, I guess. My man Corey, always great seeing you, sir. Awesome podcast Corey hosts. It's called Don't Drink That. Go check it out right here on YouTube. If you love conspiracy theories like I do go check it out. Corey has a little something for everybody over there, and he's also has polls and things like this. If you want to see different conspiracy theories, get on, participate with Corey. I think you will be excited and have a lot of fun with what he does over there. There's ample material and content. Let's go to Tyrone. Back to Ty. He says, not even overpaid Tortilla. He's way more proven. Lindsay, always great seeing Lindsay in the house. And you know what? I'm happy today to see Lindsay. You want to know why? Because she walked right into a TJ Watt war yesterday. And today's not going to be a TJ Watt debate. And I'm happy. I want to see Lindsay happy because, you know, she comes in. We know that's her guy. And we're in the middle of going at each other's throats over this. And I thought, you know what, poor Lindsay. So I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're here to enjoy the show. I hope that we don't upset you today. And again, ultimately, at the end of the day, I just want all these guys to play good. I don't fucking care at the end of the day. As long as TJ's doing what he does, helping us win, and JPJ, and Darnell Washington, and Nick Herbig, and everybody else. That's all I really want at the end of the day. Great having you back. Great seeing you, Lindsay, as always. From right here in the Berg. Let's go on right here to Mark Malone. Speaking of another man, another person, Mike, that's a legend in the Berg. This is the myth, the man, the mustache, Mark Malone. Always great seeing this gentleman on the board. He says if they can get a first rounder for Porter, they should do it. Guys, what do you think about that? And again, I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm not even going to make it a conversation or a debate. If you could get a first rounder and maybe something else like a second round for Joey Porter, do you make that move? I don't. I'm just saying it right now. I want Porter here. I like what he's done. He's grown with the Steelers. He's learned with the Steelers. He's become a better player as a Steeler, and there's a lot of connections. Again, I always say it here on the show. We're always big on connections here in the Berg and relations. Mike, what's your take on that? A first and a second for JPJ? I mean, that's a lot of value.
That is tough. That is tough because you are getting a lot of good value back.
Because he was a second-round pick.
He was a second-round pick, yeah. Could have snuck in at the first round there. He was picked 32.
And I'm not even convinced that's not a first-round pick if you
exactly, yeah. Because
if it's the 32nd pick overall and it's the first pick in the second round, that's the first round to me. I don't care. I'm saying you could offer me 3, and I still would say no. And I respect that because at the end of the day, I want Porter here too.
I want him here too. A first and a second, I'm listening. But I want to make damn sure that Asante Samuel Jr. is the guy and Dalen Everett is the guy. But a first and a second, that is tempting. But if you think someone's going to be the future here for the next 5-6 years, go with them. Keep him here.
Like I do want to say,
but you got to listen. You got to listen. Now, if he was at the tail end of his career, I'm pulling that trigger.
Lindsay says 3 first rounds. I'm in.
Oh, yeah, three first rounds for any player?
I'd give Joey Porter Jr. and Mike's whole egg bag all for 3 first rounds with no questions asked. No.
What did you say about Mike? What bag?
I also do want to say, Kenny, I want to welcome Kenneth Jones to the board. Kenneth says this, Mike, I'm only jumping up to the top for the comment, of course. I will get back down to where I belong. Kenneth says this. Welcome, Kenneth. He says that's ridiculous. Porter is a top 10 corner. I think he's complimenting him. That is what is being said there, though. I'm going to stay on the board. I'm going to stay in order, but I just want to throw that out there. And so also Somber's a bit concerned with your egg bag, I see, but we'll also get to that in just a moment. Just kidding, Somber. Not just kidding to you, Mike, just to Somber. Let's go down here. Let's go to Tortilla Jackson, my man from Cali, says this. He says, at RB, I'm hoping Khan has some BS up his sleeve and makes it work. And these things I'm comfortable about. I'm comfortable by him saying things like that because in the past I would have never said that. Mike, of course, you know that I do like the aggressive GM work that's being done. We've never seen it in our lives as aggressive it is right now. And again, I went on for years thinking that the Steelers were only able to do like one thing a year. And boy, was I fucking stupid because look what Omar Khan's able to do. So at the end of the day, you are seeing changes. I think some good for some for the bad, but nonetheless, we are keeping up with the times. That is not a bad thing. Let's go right back down to I'm going to go right here to Beans with Bacon Soup. I think that name is funny. I want to say welcome to the show. And Beans says this. He says, my girlfriend dumped me, so I stole her wheelchair. Guess who came crawling back? I do like that.
Nice.
I do like that. And I want to say welcome, Beans. Welcome. Don't drink that. Corey says, hey, Lindsay, how's it going? Some pleasantries being exchanged. Tyrone says, nobody cares. JPJ is our best player. Hands down. It's not even close. Give me top dollar. Dollar. He's going to get that top dollar, baby. You know it. And he follows it up by saying this, Mike, JPJ is the GOAT. And I follow it up by saying, yes, he is. But Ty, you are also the GOAT, my friend. Jello Donut. Jello says this, yikes, JPJ. PFF rank against the run is 104 out of 114. I 2 points about that. Yeah, I mean, that number could get better. But at the end of the day, stopping the run isn't something that I'm paying JPJ a lot of money for.
Exactly.
So, yes, it would be nice if that number would go up. But at the end of the day, if I'm worried about JPJ making tackles for my team to be successful, stopping the run, to be successful, then I think we're okay in that department. But good point, Jello. Every message all says something, Mike, and it all contributes to the show greatly. Love them all. Keep them coming. Jello Donut, everybody. Let's go to Somber. Somber says people need to take a fucking breath. That's kind of where I'm at now too. It's going to happen. I'm not getting excitable just yet. I'm going to get excitable when I think the time warrants things to get excitable, and I don't think that's right now, Mike. Again, I think that they're doing things the way that probably needed to be done in order to take care of what it was they needed to take care of in this order. Again, I think reconstruction, as I'm reading in the paper, to other people's contract is going to be necessary to get JPJ into place where he's going to be here eventually. Lindsay says, I'm good. Don't drink that. How are you? Let's continue right down here to RB, my man. He's hot and heavy today. RB says this. How was he the best player? Hands down. He maybe is the best player on defense, but he's not hands down the best. RB and Ty. Heavy today. Let's go right here to Don't Drink That. Corey says, I'm great. I can't complain. Thanks for asking. Glad to see everybody's doing good today. Heading into the weekend. Somber says PFF. With the laughy face. And again, I get it. Believe me, I get it. There's nobody that hates PFF worse than me. But at the end of the day, you look at numbers like this, Mike, he's 104 out of 114. That's not saying that he's like 12 and he's actually 100. So again, to a degree, I could kind of take what PFF is saying because it gets you in the ballpark sometimes, Mike. You could understand how it is a little bit outlandish at some points as well. But in this situation, I could use PFF. That's okay enough for me. Again, but not a big fan at all.
Yeah, I'm not worried about my my lockdown corners' ability to stop the run. I have Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, Derek Harmon, YA Black, Keelan Bent, all those guys, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson. I want those guys to stop the run, and I want my corners to stay glued to the hips of the receivers.
But it is a point. I mean, you got to bring out everything, and that's what we do here on the show. We make sure that we don't leave any stone unturned. So great comment. I mean, it is, Mike. Again, if that number would be different and maybe there was a few more interceptions, maybe this would be not even a conversation. People would be like, bro, he's kidding. He just got to give him time. He's going to be here. Because numbers always make things look better, even if, as you're saying, Mike, it doesn't really apply. But you look at it sometimes, and you package it as a whole. His penalties goes down, his tackling is better, his interceptions are up, and he's helping on the run.
Yeah.
So again, not necessary or mandatory, but at the end of the day, can certainly add to value. I think is what Jello is heading with that.
And looking up at some more stats on him. Because there's comments about his zone being bad at zone. He's only the second best in the NFL when it comes to playing zone with passer rating against at 48.7. So I think he's an all right zone corner. If that's a bad zone corner, I don't know what a good zone corner is.
Again, jump to the top for a moment. Tortilla says Ramsey and Brisker can stop the run. It's not like keeping JPJ means we can't tackle in general, and I think that's a good point as well.
Yeah.
Tortilla, because again, at the end of the day, you're getting your strongs up there, and that's what's helping the run, stop the run. It's not necessarily the corner or really ever the corner, but again, not leaving any stone unturned. Let's go here to Beans. Beans with bacon soup. I love the name. I'm this close to giving him the game ball for his name, but I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to be fair because I know that the Terrible Board is brilliant and very creative, and again, you can't jump the gun like sometimes I like to do. But Beans Soup says this, Mike. He says, roll call. Remember the old roll calls on the old radio shows?
Oh, God, yeah.
In the birthday and the it's your birthday and all that kind of stuff. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone says, hands down, best player on the team. Not even close. And Lindsay, she kind of taps in with a little, what about TJ? Let's continue, though. Let's go down to Tyrone. He says, you just sounds effing stupid. You was the same MRFer a couple months ago. So Go said he would get 12 per year. Let's go here to Somber. Why is everyone freaking out? That's kind of where I'm at, Somber. I don't understand why they're freaking out at this point. Again, I think it might be kind of on schedule, to be honest, because at the end of the day, Mike, I do think that other things have to happen in order for them to get JPJ's contract done, drawn up, signed. So I think it's all coming. It is all coming. And matter of fact, this is a good time, Mike. This is a perfect time because listen, perfect timing. So the past 2 days on the show, I kept trying to keep Ty off the edge. I see he's getting pretty close to the edge and he's getting ready to jump.
Pretty close.
But I'm talking him off the ledge by saying these words, Mike, and quote me if I'm wrong, or stop me if I'm wrong. And we have ample video to prove it, Mike. But over the past 2 days, I used a term here on the show that said this. I said, Mike, it's not the matter of if, it's just the matter of when. And I've been telling Ty this for 2, maybe 3 days to keep him at bay. Guess who comes out yesterday on his stupid radio show and literally uses the words verbatim just an hour after I used them on the show yesterday? A very, very fat man, Mike, a very fat sports guy here in Pittsburgh who eats with his ass open. If you're a fan of the show and you've heard conversations and us talk about this person, this big fat shish kebab of a fuck, Mike, just an hour after I used the term again yesterday and get off the air, Mark Caboli says this verbatim. It's not a matter of when it's not a matter if the deal gets done. It's just the matter of time. So again, this is a pretty wide, this has been said. I've heard this before, but God damn it. If it isn't something else being said on this show that goes straight to a Pittsburgh media sports show the same exact day, if it didn't happen 100 times, I wouldn't even be making a deal or I wouldn't even be making this conversation. And again, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it was awfully fucking funny that fat fuck up there, Mike, all of a sudden starts using this term. He could have been saying that a week ago. He could have been saying it at the beginning of the week. But again, Mike, I use it heavily the past 2 shows to help my friend Ty down off the cliff. And he shish kebabs it into his little fucking act up there.
Yeah.
And Mike, he does in fact verbatim say, I don't think it's a matter of if, I think it's a matter of when. Really creative on one hand. If it is, go ahead, please.
I was going to say, like, this is, like you said, if it happened once, we wouldn't say anything. But like you said, if it happens
dozens of times with these shows,
like
dozens.
We can literally, like, now everyone's like talking about TJ Watt, and I saw people say, it looks like he's lost a step. It looks like this. That's like we've been saying that for 2 years now on the show, or we've had people affiliated with the show saying it on our show about him. We've had formats on our show that you noticed are now all over on different radio stations. It's like, just comical. It's just comical that,
And here's the thing.
It's just funny. It's just funny. Ever since you kind of mentioned the one day on air of like, oh yeah, we were beating the national or the local afternoon show.
So let's not
say our gimmicks start showing up anyway.
Let's just say they're not taking it. We're literally
it's
coming up with the turn. We're saying the things that's being said on the big media here in town before they're saying it. So we're either saying it before they do or they're taking it. But at the end of the day, Mike, It's just funny to me because
saying.
What's that?
We're not saying they're taken, but
no.
we're just saying it's awfully suspicious.
So if you are enjoying the big media shows here in town, you're welcome. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, you're about 2 months behind on
they get the numbers on us, and I admit that. But you know what? Even during the season, when it is busy time, I do have documentation of us beating them in numbers. But again, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But at the end of the day, Mike, if you are enjoying these big media shows in town, you're welcome. I'm just going to throw that out there. And again, keep an eye on this. You might notice something about this little trend, as we have been noticing. We don't talk about it all the time because, again, I don't want to hear somebody else talk about what they did compared to somebody else. But at the end of the day, it is comical. Keep your eye open, because I'm sure if we say something heavily on the show, it will be popping up on somebody else's show later in the day. But again, Mike, we'll see you during regular season. That's all I got to say. Let's move on. On the terrible board, let's go right here where Tortilla, he says, full moon still standing. Full moon still standing. Jello says, this Venus and Saturn visible in the sky. Everyone's emotions are weird. See, that's why I'm feeling normal, I guess.
I was going to say, no wonder I'm feeling good too, brother.
I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood.
I'm Jupiter, you're Venus, man.
No, I'm not. Get it. You're Venus. Well, wait a minute.
Because I am gassy.
Well, women do come from Venus, so I will take the women. You could have a big hole in you like Jupiter, I guess. I'll take the women. That works. Okay, let's move on. Let's go here.
Did Sosh sneak up behind me the way he was talking about me yesterday?
Sosh was he was a lot of fun yesterday.
Sosh was great yesterday.
I don't see him anymore.
I hope he's not in here and I just made fun of him.
No, I'm going to tell him.
I'll tell him to his face.
Why? You just said you don't want him to know. What is? You're nuts. You're a maniac.
I had a Monster Energy drink at work. I had a coffee after and barely ate.
Wait a minute. I got to do the jump. You know, I don't like jumping, but sometimes it's necessary. Mike, there it is. Sosh says, hello. I'm here, Mike. So go ahead and apologize to your friend if you would.
Hi, Sosh. I'm sorry. Sorry, Pookie.
You two have been awfully fun lately. Awfully weird lately, but
weird and fun. God damn it!
We're gonna get down to Sosh in just a moment. Tyrone says, "Nah, now I'm pissed off. Don't ever call JPJ mid. He's elite and earns what the fuck he gets. He follows a wide receiver one. No matter, never let anybody score on him. Sounds pretty simple. That's a very valid point. Very valid point, Tyrone." Somber, let's skip down here. Lindsay Jello, he says, is Highsmith at practice today? I believe he was back yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. They are off today, but he was back for the end of mandatory. The guys are off today. They'll be back Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for OTAs, Mike, next week to wrap up OTAs. So from what I know, he was sick and he just wasn't there, but he was back.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything different either. Is that, he was sick. They're back. I know they went to Kennywood yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
No, I'm sorry. No, you're good. My bad.
Tortilla says little patience can make it a win-win scenario for I agree. We just got to be patient at this point. Again, I think it's for a reason. I don't think it's because they're effing with JPJ. I don't think there's anything to point to that. Lindsay says JPJ will be paid. I have zero questions about it. I'm right there with you, Lindsay. And maybe if I dare say what the pros are saying, it's just a matter of when, not if. Let's go here to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says this: reconstructive surgeries. That's what it's going to take. Absolutely. And this is nothing new. This is something that goes on with the team every single year, and it has as long as I've known. So again, this is why I'm patient. This is why I'm not freaking out. When it gets time to freak out, I will freak out, though. Believe me. Corey says this: I think TJ just needs a dominant playoff game to return. And again, let me finish. He says game to return close to form for his last couple of years. He deserves a Super Bowl. I just don't like his play with the current contract. It's underwhelming. And again, at the end of the day, that's what I want to see as well. If he comes back as a dominant season, we win a playoff game, a lot of these conversations go bye-bye. They say, peace out. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says it's tie day. It's not Friday. Fools, it's tie day. Oh, yeah. Let's go down the board a little bit right here to Ty. He says he's top three. Enough said. Somber casuals want to see flash plays. I think that's the hold up opposing teams know. They know the deal. Cody in the house. Cody, always great seeing you, my man, all the way from Texas. He says, get some interceptions. That'll certainly help the cause for sure. But you know what? We kept Ike Taylor around for his entire career.
Yeah.
And I think I have more interceptions than he does. Why Mike, my guy, talk that shit? Is what Ty is saying. Somers is prime example. Mark Malone, JPJ should bring in a first rounder, man. I agree. I don't think you should get anything less than that for JPJ. Tyrone says, yes, he can use more picks, but he don't get the ball thrown his way a lot in games. Last year, they wide receiver not open, don't throw. No, you're right. You're right. Corey, don't drink that, says this. There's way more to being a cornerback than interceptions, but interceptions are the only measurable. And that's the thing about football nowadays. There's so much more to playing a football game than edge rushers. Yeah. There's so much more to a defense than edge rushers. What do people argue about more than anything on defense now? It's these edge rushers.
Yep.
It's the pretty position for whatever reason. And again, at the end of the day, we kind of talked about that. One or two guys, Mike, that were top edge rushers were even in a Super Bowl in the past 10, 15 years. So again, at the end of the day, I'm not going to get into that whole argument, but it is what it is. It's a pretty position for whatever reason. They just kind of created this to be a pretty position within the past decade or so, Mike, because it wasn't always this way.
No, it came out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden you started, it came about like when PFF started to become popular, comparing edge rusher, off ball linebacker, and stuff like that. Like, what are you people talking about? Like, he's a D end, he's an outside linebacker. Why are we trying to compare these two guys, two different positions, two different responsibilities? I get it, it's, maybe to make, quantification of similar play styles and similar scheme players makes sense, but it's not. They're completely different positions. I hate the term edge rusher. And then, sacks all of a sudden became the most important thing on defense. And then, pass rush win rate and all this stuff. Like, can the guy wreck a game or not? Is he making plays or not? Like, sacks are awesome, but interceptions are awesome. Like who was it? Bland down in Dallas had that year 8 interceptions, has all of these interceptions, but gets burnt constantly, gives up more touchdowns than he does, interceptions. So stats are cool to look at, but you have to look at the film too. And you take a look at a player like Porter, look at his stats in his game film. A lot of what you see on paper translates to what you see on tape. And that's when you have a good player. But there's also other players. You look at their stats and their analytics. Oh, you think they're great. Then you watch them play. You're like, oh my God. Like, talk about a lucky year. So everything has to go hand in hand. Not film tells you a whole hell of a lot. And stats tell you maybe some stuff that you really can't discern with your own eye unless you are a scout or someone who obsessively watches film. So stats are good baseline, but go watch the film. And if you pass the eye test more often than not, your stats are going to match that as well.
Mark Malone, Ty says, Mark, shut up. Let's go here to Jello. Jello says, when was the last time the Steelers had a corner like JPJ? And again, could you imagine trying to pry a guy like JPJ away from another team? So again, maybe it's just us because it's internal. But again, if this was a situation, Mike, people would look at this and say the guy hasn't let up a touchdown in 3 years. Yeah. He shuts down number ones all day. His tackling improved. His penalties have gone down. Imagine trying to figure out what you'd have to give up to pry him away from somebody else. Had that be the case. So again, I think at the end of the day, it's more internal. We're all kind of freaking out here, and but that's expected. Let's move along a little bit. Let's go to this right here. Somber says that part at Corey. And of course, Corey did make this comment most recently. He says there's way more to being a cornerback than interceptions, but interceptions are the only measurable people care about. That is what Somber was replying to. He says that part. Let's go to Mark Malone. He says there's no reason to pay a cornerback Dion like money if he isn't making Dion like interceptions. And I think you could kind of package that all together with the past couple comments, and again, just depends on what side you're looking at it from. Let's move on.
It's just the going rate of players at that position that are putting up those kinds of numbers right now. That's just what you have to pay to keep them.
So that's the debate. RB says this: it's not just interceptions. He isn't very good in zone. He doesn't follow the number one wide receiver, and I know that's not all on him. But if it don't change the fact you haven't seen it. And that's and that's the only one thing that I keep saying, RB, is maybe with the change of the scheme and the defense and the coordinator and everything, perhaps we will see more of what you're saying. Mark Malone says he's mid in zone. He's mid in zone. RB saying this. He says, go ahead, Mike.
Mid in zone, passer rating against a 48.7, second best in the NFL. Second best is mid. Okay, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here.
All right, RB says this numerous times. They kept him off the 1 and played him on a 2 and then doubled the 1. Let's go to Somber. I can't wait until the $30 million contract rolls through. Make these MFers look stupid. Let's continue down here to Cody. Cody says this: if he gets 2 interceptions, we'll have a parade. It'll certainly be talked about. I can promise you that. I can promise you that it'll be overly talked about. Let's go right here to Ty. Ty says he does follow wide receivers. What the fuck he talking about? He held Chase up to 30. St. Brown to 40. Locked up Collins in that playoff game. You just be talking out your neck, bro. Put respect on JPJ. Let's go here to Vegas. How boring was life back in the day? That sliced bread was the biggest invention. I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. But you know what? We weren't all killing one another. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell's better. I don't know. We seem awfully smart and advanced and educated, but boy, I don't know. Just saying. Let's go to right here on the board. Let's go Cody. Cody says when it comes to cornerbacks, interceptions are everything. And that kind of falls into that category, Mike, when you're talking about just things that are attractive. And the outside linebackers, edge rushers. This is the things that people certainly place all the value on. But at the end of the day, if you have, JPJ is doing what he's doing, how can you take anything away from that?
Yeah, like if you're, the completions percentage against you and yards against you and big plays against you are all in the top 5 of the NFL, I think you're doing something good. Yes, interceptions are awesome, but 11 pass breakups, awesome. 1 interception, you like to see some of those pass breakups turn into interceptions, but when he's being targeted on third down, he's one of the best in the NFL. Was it 35.3% forced incompletion rate on third down? That's second best in the NFL. Like I keep reading off stats of him where he's first or second. I think first or second is pretty good. Like I'm no math major, but 1 and 2 tend to come first.
All right, let's scoot along. Let's go to right here, Tortilla. That's like saying sacks or everything. That's interesting. That's interesting. We could go so many ways with that, but I'm not today. As again, I promised that I wouldn't. Let's continue down here to Jello. Jello says this: you able to just shut down big plays or catches? It puts the quarterback throwing towards other wide receivers. Interceptions are about half, but not all. Mark Malone, he says Dean is a lockdown corner. We got him for the next 3 years. I think that's all the more incentive to keep Joey Porter Jr. Because if you have 2 lockdowns that are top of the food chain, I'd pay this money. I'd pay the money. This is a passing league. You got to be able to stop the pass. If you got 2 corners that are 2 of the best 5 in the league, I'd do everything it takes to keep him around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Let's go right here to Ty. Ty says this: RB don't know shit about Joey Porter Jr. Stay in that lane. To use the same dude who said $12 million per year. After that, I knew you were slow as fuck. Lindsay, she says yes, it's going to happen. I agree, Lindsay. And again, I see where everybody's coming from, but I also see the writing on the wall. And I can't imagine this not getting taken care of. Tortilla, he says hyper focusing on sacks and interceptions got us back to back wild card losses. Interesting. It certainly didn't help the Jets either. I could tell you that, Mike. They got no interceptions. And that team was really, really great.
Like, a defensive lineman, just standing there. Sometimes they just fall into their laps.
Right.
These guys couldn't even get that. Like, how bad are you?
Let's go here to Don't Drink That. Corey says, just playing devil's advocate, but why do we use positive PFF stats? I have the perfect answer for this. Let me get to the question. Why do we use positive PFF stats when making our arguments, but discredit the stats when they shit on us? I think JPJ is elite, but PFF seems wildly inaccurate. That's what people use it for, because here's the thing. It's a notable source in a sense. I'm not saying it's accurate, but the thing is, at the end of the day, it works for people's narrative. It's working for their argument. If it works for you,
You're
it's like,
gonna
oh,
take it.
look what PFF is saying. But if it doesn't work for you, it's like, PFF. So at the end of the day, I don't like it. I certainly don't base a lot off it. But again, sometimes if it helps my argument, I will be, I'm human. I'll pull out that PFF stat. I'm like, look, right here. And, but at the end of the day, Mike, you've known this for years. I'm not a fan of PFF at all, actually.
No, you really aren't. And like, I like more of their advanced analytics. I don't like their grading system. I like looking at their analytics that they track. And I think that's where their bread and butter. I think that's where their sweet spot is. The grades are so subjective, but when they break down, like, hey, this was third down distance, and shit like that, and then track it, I like those advanced analytics. But then anything else from them, I don't pay attention to grades.
All right, we're an hour into the show, Mike. I do want to start some things off by saying Lindsay nailed it. They're talking a little bit on the board. The Steelers did enjoy their last day of mandatory minicamp by following it up with a trip to Kennywood. Kennywood right here, guys. One of the most amazing amusement parks right here in Pittsburgh, in the country. Mike, they do have the Phantom's Revenge. They have the Steel Curtain ride, which is a pretty awesome thing. I haven't been up there in years. They used to have the Pittsburgh Plunge. I think they took it out. I could be wrong. But again, a lot of awesome things going on at Kennywood, and the team looked like they had a blast up there yesterday as they wrapped up mandatory mini camp, Mike, for the year. They will be back to OTAs next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then that program will be wrapped up. And that will put us halfway through June, Mike. So again, what we were talking about earlier, a month from now, halfway through July, we're just going to be mere weeks away from training camp. A lot of excitement going into it this year. There's not been an off season, albeit there's been a lot of active off seasons lately under the leaders, under the GM work of Omar Khan, Mike. But this year, I think very, very aggressively handled. And again, I think this is what you have to do to keep up in this league nowadays. If you continue on the path that we were going, just think of where we would be, Mike, if Omar hadn't started pulling the trigger the way that he has. We could still be, 3 or 4 pages back, opposed to, about a page back from the other the leaders in the league. So it's right around the corner, dude.
Excuse me. It's right around the corner. It's going to be here soon. And my God, like I want to see this team in action because, the way Khan and Weedle have built this team for the past 4 years. Like, this is the moment we've been waiting for. This right here. We thought we were going to get our young franchise quarterback. It just didn't work out that way. But my God, the team that we have assembled, it's going to shock the world, and I can't wait for it to get here. And did anyone see Aaron Rodgers at Kennywood having fun? He got his new tight end buddy with him. He's riding down the ride, smiling like a butcher's dog. He's having a blast.
Yeah, I didn't pay any attention to Aaron. But anyway.
I did. That's my quarterback.
For whatever reason.
I'm rocking with Aaron because Aaron's rocking with us.
Mike is watching a 45-year-old man play on the amusement rides. But anyway, whatever.
Because I'm old.
We do have to move on.
I'm old and fat, and I can't enjoy it.
Let's go right here, Mike. A few things before we move forward. I am going to say Jamin Davis, Mike, he was signed to the team yesterday. Yep. I think ultimately we're talking about who may be your cuts this year. This may be the foot that goes on Malik Harrison's ass at the end of the day, Mike. Bringing in Jamin Davis, being a former first-round player, number 19th pick overall, I do believe, back in 2021. If he could get up there and hit, in his second, third year, he put up really good numbers. Of course, the past few years, some issues. I think injuries might have got him. But if he could step up and do what he did in his second, third year in the league, Mike, this might be the foot that pushes Malik Harrison right out the door when it's all said and done. Because, again, you can only keep 91 guys when it's all said and done, Mike. We will have to wait and see, but possibly this makes Malik Harrison one of my surprise cuts this summer.
It could be. Like, I really loved oh my God, I just brain fart on the linebacker that we just signed, and you just said his name. But I really liked him when thank you, Jamin Davis. When he came out of college, I thought he was going to be a damn good player. And those first 3 years in Washington, my God, look at the stats jump off the page. Then all of a sudden, like you said, the production died, injuries, it just derailed his career. He looked like he was going to be a damn good player for a long time. Hopefully, he can come back in and show something. But I'm not holding out hope. But if he does, it might be the battle between him and Malik Harrison because Malik Harrison didn't show a whole lot.
I agree.
And if we can get something out of Jamin Davis, maybe if he's eligible to sneak him in on the practice squad, have that old wily vet there in case we need him. I think Carson Bruner's going to be the one that supplants Malik Harris.
All right, there you go, Mike. We will see. Again, they bring in Davis. I think, again, if he could show any signs of being that player that he was, 3 years ago, I think he has a great shot of winning the job. And ultimately, that's what this part of the year is about. It's about winning jobs. You have 91 people, and you can only keep 53. So, again, this turns interesting for sure. Let's go on here about a few other things before we do get back to the board. I'm going to stay on where are we going to go, Mike? I'm going to stay on the offense for right now. We will go to the defense. Sports Illustrated ranks Rudy, Mike, Mason Rudolph amongst the NFL's worst backups. Sports Illustrated ranks Mason Rudolph amongst the NFL's worst backups.
Oh, Mason. Yeah, I still believe in you, Mason, as a backup. I don't care what SI says about you. They just fired Mason. Mason takes solace in the fact that they fired a bunch of people, and I think they fired him because they disrespected you, brother.
And didn't we get rid of Mason? But he came crawling back anyway.
But that don't matter. Right now, when we talk about Mason, it's all about vibes and feeling. Okay, we don't need facts. We don't need researched articles about him. Mason's my backup until proven otherwise. But yeah, I saw that too, and I'm like, how many backup quarterbacks can we name off the top of our heads? I don't know a whole lot of them, so it's hard for me to gauge how he compares to.
I was confident when Charlie Batch came in. That was a backup quarterback that I used to be confident when he came in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mike Tomczak.
Because he was a successful starter.
No.
Quasi.
He was a terrible starter
in
Detroit. But
Chad, was Detroit.
I'm sorry, Charlie Batch. Man, Mike Tomczak really had a great career as a backup. Yeah. At the end of the day, Mason's not doing anything to write home about. He's been a solid piece. He's there. He shows up and does his job. I guess at the end of the day, it's all you could ask for sometimes. Yeah. But also that being said, Mike, Pat Freiermuth, excited. Mike, now I'll be everything that happened last year. Pat Freiermuth excited to have the same quarterback for back-to-back years. I think I don't remember how close he was to the end of Ben's career. But, Mike, it's been since we have seen back-to-back quarterbacks starting the same quarterback start consecutive years. Pat Freiermuth, albeit, Mike, he didn't have the best season last year playing alongside Aaron Rodgers, but he is happy to see a quarterback. How far do you think this goes for winning football games, Mike? Again, we've kind of been playing it by year to year, different quarterback to start the year. We continued to play 10-7 football. Make the playoffs and lose. How much value do you put into bringing a quarterback for a second time around, a second rodeo with the same group of guys? Now, again, coaching situation is different, but being familiar with players, also a lot of guys being brought in that knows Aaron through Mike McCarthy's system in the past and things of this nature. So, again, Mike, how much value do you put into him getting the nod for 2 years in a row?
I think it's huge because talked about it the other day about the chemistry between Aaron and DK. You can see it now. It's so much better from last year to this year. I think a huge part of that is they've had a whole season together. They know each other now. They know each other's tendencies. They know what they're looking for. It becomes easier. It's like in any type of job where if you work for someone long enough, you know what the other person's going to do. If you're doing like the same work day in and day out.
That's my mind.
And that right here, it's going to show, man, like that Aaron had no problems thrown to Muth when Muth was out there. I think it was Artie Smith that did not put Muth out there a whole hell of a lot because look at the game logs. There's, games where you don't see Muth and all of a sudden his production is being used and Aaron's targeting him, then that goes away. So that leads me to believe it was all Arthur Smith. And if Pat Freiermuth is excited to have Aaron Rodgers back, that's kind of telling me that, hey, this is my guy. I don't blame him for anything that happened last year. It was the former coaching staff that allowed these game plans to happen in the personnel usage. And if him and Aaron can get on the same page, that's going to be great. And now you have him. You're hoping you're going to be using Darnell more. This offense should be fine in the chemistry for all of them, not just for Muth and DK, but for all the receivers who were here last year. I'm expecting good things out of them.
I'm hoping so. Again, Mike, I should have seen good things out of him last year. Again, let's hope the new year, the new coach, again, knowing the guys. And again, one of my bigger, and again, and just tongue in cheek, one of my bigger concerns this camp, Mike, is who's going to be rooming. Who is it going to be that's rooming with Aaron Rodgers this year? Of course, last year was DK Metcalf. Remember, it was like the odd couple. DK wanted to play video games. Aaron just wanted to be 42 years old. So again, who knows how this is going to play out? Just a little bit more of a month away. We will be there. Let's get a couple more offensive topics and headlines out the way. Then we will get right back to the board, Mike, and see what everybody's saying about them. Right here, analysts not confident that the Steelers' offensive line will be cohesively great unit in 2026. Mike, a lot is being said about how good this offensive unit is.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think this is a fair argument because at the end of the day, a couple of these guys that we're depending on being a big piece of this, they have never played a snap in the league, and a couple of them are still rookies. A couple of them, the pieces ultimately seem like it's going to be a good thing. But it's still really early in the process for the offensive line for the most part. We have 3/5 of it, and we're still trying to toggle and move guys around to figure out how to fill out that offensive line. So ultimately, at the end of the day, Mike, maybe this analyst is, we're kind of seeing things through black and gold colored glasses. Also what he's saying, I don't think is necessarily wrong either.
No,
I'm not 100% confident in what the offensive line is going to be able to do this year compared to what I do see them doing in the future moving forward and in the long term. I think that it's fair to say that this is a concern as of right now because, these guys never played a game together. A couple of these guys never played a down in the NFL. There's a lot to learn. And as you see guys that come in and fail that can't get it done, who's been trying for year after year after year.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Mike, are you buying into this, that the offensive line still might be somewhat of a liability? Not anything is going to kill us, but at the end of the day, something that certainly is going to be able to use some improvement.
Yeah, it can use some improvement because communication among the offensive line is one of the most important things in football. The quarterback's calling out, the protections, so is the center too. You want everyone to be able on the same page, and then you watch those linemen everywhere they go. In football, outside of football, when they're all five together, they all line up in the same spot no matter what. It's just a thing. They become comfortable with each other in that spot. They know where each other is. They know each other's movements. And sometimes that can take time. Other times it can happen and develop quickly. And I know it's going to sound corny, might sound kind of lame, but that's why I like the Steelers going to Latrobe, away from home. Everyone has to stay together. So when you have your initial 5 linemen together, there's should be at that camp, those 5 guys should be hanging out. And then the backup should be hanging out together too in the same groupings to get to know each other, get familiar with each other. And then when there are drills, man, I want to see my starting 5 right now projected on paper for Fatanu, McCormick, Frazier. I want to see Hoffman out there, and I want to see Cook out there, right? Yeah, Dylan Cook. Those 5 guys starting. Then I want to see rotate the 2 rookies with the other 3 established starters on the left side, because that left side is going to be set. I want McCormick and I want Mad Max to have split reps with the starters so they can have a communication, because you're anticipating those 2 guys playing sometime this year, supplanting the 2 veterans. So if they do that, you can maybe jumpstart some of that chemistry building.
I do want to take a moment here real quick to grab the super chat. I do want to say thank you to Tortilla. Greatly appreciated for $5 coming in. Mike, he says this. That's why we have 5 stalls, so the linemen could all shit together. Game ball right there. Come on. How can you not, Mike?
I need everything!
There it
Thank
is.
you, Tortilla.
Thank you, Tortilla. Greatly appreciated as always.
Everything!
And I do want to say this, Mike, in regard to what you did say. I agree, but you got to remember 5 linemen, they go together everywhere on every team in the league. It doesn't matter if the team is in first place, last place. So point taken. But again,
God damn it, let me be romantic about the big uglies up front.
All right. What the fuck thought 5 bathrooms was enough? Vegas. Let's continue. One more. I do want to make one more statement about offense, guys. We're going to get back to the board. We're going to get back to defense in not too long, guys. Again, a lot of anticipation on the Joey Porter Jr. Contract extension right now, as other contracts have been taken care of this week. I just think that this is the order that it's going in. That's my opinion, Mike. But this was said about a contract that was extended earlier this week by Mr. Colin Cowherd, the friend of I don't know. Somebody's got to like him. I'm just going to say that. Mike Colin Cowherd says this: I'm not a fan of the Steelers extending Washington's contract. It, quote, drives me crazy. Mike, your thoughts on what Mr. Cowherd says about Washington's contract extension?
And this is obviously someone who actually does not know anything about football. There are your pass catching tight ends. There are your blocking tight ends. Then there are your tight ends that are a hybrid of both. Darnell Washington is that hybrid. And there are guys that have his similar skill set that got paid similar amount of money. So his contract is right in line with those groups of tight ends. So it's not this big overspend or this outlier or the Steelers are outdated. This is a trend that is happening now in the NFL because you see teams cycle more through in 12, 13 personnel, even if they do just run 11 personnel predominantly. They have those bigger jumbo packages because defenses are getting smaller. They're getting faster, so you can have those bigger guys in there.
I love Darnell. I love.
Like, he's a beast. He's a unicorn. He can block. He can go out and make plays in the passing game.
He might be my favorite still. Mike, listen, and I love freaks, and I say this all the time.
I
love freaks, and I love Darnell Washington. He may be my favorite Steeler moving forward for that reason, and that reason only. Mike, but being said what you was saying, Colin Cowherd, again, he falls in that category that, he isn't really about making you happy as a player or as a fan of your team. Mm-hmm. He's about getting his show, getting people to pay attention to him. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, this was another one of those takes as you get from Colin Cowherd pretty consistently. A lot of times it gets our attention because, again, he's making comments like this, and it's about the Steelers. But at the end of the day, Mike, it's all about getting you to tune in. That's his name of the game. It's not about knowing the game. It's not about learning anything. It's not about being anything. At the end of the day, Mike, it's all about Colin Cowherd, and that is why I continue to bring up these points every now and then. Finish your point, Mike. We're going to get back on the board.
Colin Cowherd, like, he very, very rarely has an intelligent sports take. You just, my God, he sends out the worst takes ever, and people will just have receipts for days for him.
You know what he's going to do tomorrow? You're going to hear him talking, and he's going to say the Joey Porter deal. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when.
If.
Let's go, Mike. Two things I do want to say real quick before we do get back to the board. Cam Hayward makes this comment, Mike, yesterday. He says it's time to put ego aside.
Yes.
You've only been in a league for 43 fucking years. Now it's time to put ego aside. Now, again, I'm not picking on him, but now TJ admits that he was being stubborn. Don't you see problems that has been lingering in this town? And again, I'm not going to point fingers, but I'm just saying I'm glad to see the things that people are saying, Mike. Cam Hayward says it is now time. It's now time to put egos aside. Your thoughts?
Earlier when I laughed and you said, do you have something? That's what I was laughing at because I was just, doing my, normal checking Twitter, making sure there's no surprise updates. And that popped up there and I knew you probably saw it and we were going to talk about it. So yes, I saw it. I laughed immediately and more or less the same thought that you had, like, bro, you got the biggest ego on the team. Like, when you have, Aaron Rodgers on your podcast last year looking at you go, it's not always about your money. God damn, dude. Like, dude who just met you is already calling you out on your ego. And then DK Metcalf laughing because he knows how bad your ego is and he just met you as well. You got an ego problem, bro. Like, I get it. Like, you're a high-level athlete. You all have to have egos. That's how... you have to have an ego to think you're the best to be the best and shit like that. But my God, dude, he does not know when to turn it off. And it's just comical that he said that. And he said that shit last year about we need everyone here who wants to be here. And he's the one who was holding out.
Yeah.
This dude, zero self-awareness from Cam Hayward. You know what? He's consistent in it. I give him that.
I agree. And last year, he was like, everybody, if you want to be here, then you want to be here. If you don't, you don't. And this year, when Aaron was playing the same game, he was like, oh, we want Aaron. He's all over the place. And again, he's another one that's kind of all about him. But listen, I'm not going to attack him any more personally today. Let's go right here, Mike, to another funny thing. And then we're going to get to the board. Cleveland's defensive end, Alex Wright, Mike, he was left in denial, quote, left in denial for hours after Myles Garrett was traded away earlier in the week. Mike, his quote was, "Let me go get a drink." The people in Cleveland are taking this Myles Garrett thing very hard, and I got to be honest with you, I can't say that I am not enjoying it, Mike. The pitifulness of Cleveland once again entertains us here in the Berg.
It's comical. It's funny. You know you're on a God. I would hate to be a Browns player. I applaud this guy because he's not. That was an honest reaction. 90% of the other teammates were probably like, you know what? Hey, it's what's best for the team. He's going to move on. He's not here anymore. We're going to focus on the task at hand. The 90 people that are here with us, we're going to focus on that. This guy's like, fuck that, dude. This dude was a beast. He's a dog. I need a goddamn drink to process this bullshit. I respect that answer from him.
All right, let's get back to it, guys. Cody says this, Mike, Joey Porter Jr. couldn't stop Darnell Washington with those toothpick legs. Jello Donut says, what corner can stop Darnell? And that's why I love him. I just think if you use this guy right, which he hasn't been used right, in my opinion, he gets a couple tosses to him last year to make him look really good. Mike, if he's actually implemented in this offense as a piece, look out secondaries across the league. There's nobody that got his son. Mike, there's nobody else like him right now. There's just not. If they use him the right way, teams are going to be stumped. Because he's certainly somebody that you have to take advantage when you got him. Because guess what? Somebody would certainly take advantage of using him against us if they had him. Believe me.
Oh, yeah.
They would be over the middle, up top all day long to this tight end. And, we'd be chasing this guy around, bouncing off him. Like, I love Darnell Washington. This might be my jersey purchase this year, but I don't know. Darnell Washington, Mike.
He's a beast. He is one of one. He is the unicorn. He's hard to stop.
He is.
You think you have him, and then he's bouncing off you, dragging you somewhere, or he's in space. You're like, oh, I can close this gap quick, but his leg stride is so long. He's already gained 4 or 5, 6 yards by the time you get to him. You think, oh, I'm going to close this gap quick, and then guess what? You close that gap quick, and then boom, you're getting knocked off of him. You're getting dragged across the field. He needs at least 5 touches a game. And a lot of these guys need at least 5 touches a game in the pass game. So it's going to be hard to spread that ball around. But my God, if you get him involved early and often, that's going to open up so many other people.
I'm just going to do a jump real quick here. Vegas says Mount Washington, LOL, needs to be a red zone monster. I couldn't agree more. If he's not in your red zone offense, shame on you. Grab your pink slip on the way out. Because, again, this is something that would be used against us heavily. Mike, as he went over, under, and through anybody that got in his way last year. And again, he was never brought down on the first attempt, and certainly not by just one tackler. So at the end of the day, Darnell Washington needs to be a big part of this offense. Tyrone says, I'm a real true. I've been hip his rookie year, been following him ever since he was in college. 24 is the best. Tortilla says, good thing we re-signed Darnell at Cody. Cody says exactly that. The guy you signed first, the unicorn. There it is, Mike. There's your term, the unicorn. Yep. Lindsay says, thank God. No TJ today. No, TJ, he's safe today. He is safe today. Let's go here to Tortilla, spitting facts. This is what Somber says, spitting the facts. Tortilla. Kenneth says, what's up, my man? Always great seeing Kenneth Jones on the terrible board. I hope things are going well for you, sir. It's Friday. That's something to be excited about. Let's go right here to Ty. He says, fuck no, he is untouchable. Let's go here. Tyrone also says you could offer me three first-round picks, and I would still say no. Let's scoot down a little bit right here to Aaron Jade. Aaron Jade always getting the weekend started off right, Mike, with his Here We Go Steelers and the Rockets. Great to see you, Aaron. Hope things are going good for you. Kenneth did say that's ridiculous. Porter is a top 10 corner. Mike, and also I think the debate between a lot of people is he a top 5 or a top 10? And a lot of Steeler fans know he's a top 5. And a lot of the people around the country say, well, you know what, he's really good, but he's probably a top 10. So right now, for whatever reason, Mike, that's still a debate. But I think, again, just as we were mentioning, once he gets into this rhythm of being mentioned as a top 5, once he gets into this rhythm of being a Pro Bowl selected player, you're never going to be able to get him out, Mike, in this league. He's going to become a successful big name around the league. I think it's just a matter of time. And as Ty's saying top 5, I do agree he is a top 5. So And the thing at the end of the day is, great as he's doing, you've got to remember there are really great corners out there. I mean, Patrick Surtain is doing great things in Denver. Christian Gonzalez is doing fantastic things. So again, at the end of the day, if you're trying to split hairs, I guess it would come down to getting your top 10 in front of you, looking at them, looking at the numbers, looking at the effect they have on the game, and really splitting the atom at that point, Mike. But my opinion, I think he falls into the top 5. But I guess, again, at the end of the day, if you really wanted to be technical, there would be ways to do it. And that would be having all the information in front of you, which unfortunately I don't right now. But again, I think both sides may have an argument, Mike, whether you agree one way or not. One way, whether you agree or you don't, top 5, top 10, he's in there. I think bigger things are to come for him, and he will certainly get his recognition. But right now, he's teetering, and not in a bad way.
Yeah.
I think he's just, again, working to that point, and he's doing a good job, in my opinion.
Yeah, like you figure probably the top 2 in the league are Pat Surtain and let's say Derek Stingley Jr. I think Sauce was up there, but after I thought he had a down year last year. So you got Surtain and Stingley, probably your top 2. Then after that, you got people like Gardner, Porter, Gonzalez, Mitchell, J.C. Horn. Like those guys in there are all battling for that. The top 5.
Sauce getting moved last year.
He went to the Colts, and his play his play was like up and down last year, even in the year before. But he's kind of in there based on reputation. So, but like you said, once you get that reputation, and Porter was slowly gathering that reputation of being a pretty good corner, he get up there. But yeah, it all depends on how you want to play your cornerback room. And how you want them to play is where you're going to rank those guys. And there's an argument to be made for him to be top 5. And there's maybe make an argument for he's on the borderline top 5.
That's where
maybe down in that 6-7 range. So,
but that's
it's a fine line, though. I think it's a very fine line.
And it's not a bad place to be in. But I think that's generally where he kind of lands with people right now, because again, he still didn't get that Pro Bowl nod. He still didn't, so again, I think he's working as every year. I think his tackling got better after 1 year. I think his penalties got better after, 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
So again, there is a noticeable improvement every year in, year out with Joey Porter Jr. And again, I just think it's a matter of time. It's again, I would like to use this term, like it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I think that also applies to Joey Porter in this situation. Let's stay on the board, Mike. I'm going to go to right here. It's funny, this just popped up on my screen from Google Chrome updates, Mike. Steelers' next extension candidate is obvious. Not Joey Porter, and the picture is of Keanu Benton. So just interesting, the timing on this.
Oh, why'd you have to say that? Now Tyrone's going to crash out because he's like, Keanu Benton.
Let's go here. Let's go to 1 and the 2. You got to pull that trigger, Mark Malone says. Lindsay, 3 first rounds. I'll take that. Cody, I don't know, Lindsay. It's still pretty early. Mike's egg bag, huh? Yeah, I know. I don't want to think about it either, believe me.
Yeah, you do.
Lindsay says, for what, TJ? Tyrone says, y'all making my blood boil. Kenneth says this. He says, no draft pick is sure until you see them play at the next level. You're right. Jamal, I'm sorry, Vegas. Vegas says this. Vegas blew it last night. You know what? That's all right. I didn't expect them to sweep Carolina, to be honest. They're my pick on the show because Mike took Carolina. But I wouldn't have expected them to sweep Carolina. So I think this is going to be a good series. Game 3 of that is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And then also the NBA back at it tonight. Knicks and Spurs game 2. That is an 8:30 start in San Antonio. Let's go to Jamal. Jamal says JPJ needs some ball skills. Still hasn't learned to break on the ball and get a few turnovers. We need turnovers. And again, I think that just falls into the guys going to continue to improve year after year. Mike, as we've seen so far, again, this is not a concern to me really at all. But I do want to take a minute to do a hop. Let's hop to the top real quick. I just mentioned to Mike yesterday, we haven't seen Jen in a while. I do want to say welcome back to the show, Jen. Great to see you.
Yes, Jen.
Believe me, we're thrilled to see you. I hope things are getting better for you. I know that you've been keeping in touch And again, unfortunate things have been going on.
Yeah.
But again, we do hope that everything is better. It's great to see Jen back on the terrible board. Jen, a big player in this game. Hope things are getting better for you, sister. Let's go to Jamal. We did get that. We need the ball skills. Tyrone says, I hear you, Jamal. Then again, he's so glued. Hard to do that 3 passes a game. Let's go to Tortilla. He says, yeah, Steelers need pastries. Cody says, JPJ max deadlift is like 45 pounds. Tyrone responds, though. He says, Cody, your deadlift is like -1 pound. Let's go to Tortilla. Tortilla says, Ramsey and Brisker can stop the run. It's not like keeping JPJ means we can't tackle in general. That's very true. Somber says this. I'm pretty sure PFF also had Pierre as one of the... They did. He was in the top 5. I think when it was said then, he was like number 5. If not the best corners stat-wise last year. Do what you will with that, Somber. You're right. You really think the Pierre is one of the best 5 corners in the league? I don't.
He balled out the second half of the year.
I don't. I still don't believe that he's a top 5, but Mike's making some kind of point. Let's go do right here to Tyrone. Ty says this, JPJ did what? JPJ tackled very well last year. That's Bill's game. Nobody set the edge in Tomlin's scheme was ass. Do better at RB. Let's go to Tyrone. He says Tortilla Somber 100. Let's go here. TJ's better, Lindsay is saying. Jamal says, dude, get off Tomlin's nuts already at Ty. Mark Malone says Watt better for sure. Lindsay, yeah, people can argue with a wall on that for me. Corey, don't drink that, says just saying, but if I'm elected June 5th game ball recipient, then I will implement the tag team game ball titles. Don't drink that. For game ball, I approve this message. Corey, he's working hard. Corey's been really effective on the board the past couple of days. Got to give Corey, he's had a strong week. He's really working toward that game ball.
He is. He wants the game ball,
and I don't blame him. I do too. I would want the game ball as well. Somber says fat bully. I don't want to give the name away, but you can all have our guesses, right? He's saying fat bully. Let's go here to Ty. He says, I just want him paid, and I come up here, and RB couldn't wait to talk shit. So when is all pro this year? He can't shut the fuck up. Tortilla says, whoever said Kabuli eats with his ass open is funny. I can't remember who it was. As a matter of fact, I thought it could have been you, Tortilla, but I don't remember now that you actually...
I thought it was.
I thought it was too. And you know what? It probably was. Tortilla, but that was one of the funniest moments that I can remember ever in my life when somebody made the statement that Mark Kabuli eats with his ass open.
That's still the best.
Mark Malone, Rogers Herbig, Wash all colluded to steal. Okay, Rogers, Herbig, and Washington all colluded to steal JPJ's bag, is what Mark Malone is. What Mark Malone in the Krylon Paint is saying. From the Midwest. Always love hearing from my man Mark. Somber says with his common sense takes, he's not my favorite guy. Maybe this is about Colin Coward, perhaps. Oh no, I think we're still talking about the fat one. Let's go right here, Mark, or maybe he's the last because he's worth the most money. That's what it is. That's the answer. That's the answer. Lindsay says, oh, fuck, here we go, Mike. Cody was right. Cody was right?
Cody was right. I can't remember what he was right for, but God damn it, Cody was right.
You don't read those words every day.
I know. You don't hear me give Cody any credit whatsoever. So when he's right, though, I got to give him credit.
All right. I can't fault you for that. Let's continue on right here where Vegas says they're like rappers, just biting off of others. Let's go here to Tortilla. Maybe Kabuli was really here talking shit about my mom. Maybe. We did have a few different names over the past couple of days pop up on the board. I'm just saying. A couple I didn't recognize. Let's go here to Just Learning. Always great seeing Just Learning. He says Kabui wants to be famous. I think you misspelled fat. because he's a lot closer to being really fat than being famous. But anyway, let's move along. Sosh says, I'm here. Hello, Mike. Link. Something weird going on with Mike and the in our Swiss friend. Very fond of one another lately. I just have to say, always great to see you.
Good friends. We're good friends.
Mark Malone says the prospect of getting another first rounder has me giddy. Sosh, haha, Jello, LOL. Let's go here down a little bit. Mo too. I do believe it's Sosh. He said I was busy with work, so I was listening but not really chatting. It's really, that's all good, man. Got to do what you got to do. Yep. Lindsay says Rogers looked like he was having fun. Yes, apparently Rogers, for whatever reason, seemed like he's having a lot of fun. Everybody, well, at least Mike and Lindsay both pointed that out. I did not see Rogers, but then again, I wasn't looking, so maybe I have to check it out. I need to see him having fun. I don't know what does that mean. What was he doing? Like, what does
He was just having fun, riding roller coaster, big old smile on his face. Anytime he was, being pictured, he's hanging out with the boys. He looked happy to be back in the Berg.
All right, I get it. Let's go here to Tyrone. If you ever noticed whatever side 24 on, they go the other. You're right. They do. Tortilla says Yinzerception. Tyrone's second best is mid exactly. Tyrone also says RB and Mark do not know ball when it comes to the corners. Mark Malone says PFF, man, come on. Tortilla says I'd fight for sliced bread. Mark Malone, what happened to watching film? LOL. Tortilla says I would die for garlic bread. He says I would fight for sliced bread, but I would die for garlic bread. And I couldn't say I agree with you. I couldn't say that I disagree with you. I'm sorry. Garlic bread is fucking awesome. Let's go here to Corey. Corey says, man, the feed's skipping and get on me today. I might be back. Shit, sorry, guys. No, it's all good, dude. It's all good, Corey. Hope things get better for you, my friend. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says, I heard you need ID to buy bread. Tortilla. It's coming. It's a coming. I could almost guarantee it, actually. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says this. I'm going to start a YouTube channel calling it Big Back Sports. Big Back Sports.
Oh, my God.
Let's go to End of Days. End of Days. Always great seeing you, my man. Hope you're ready for the weekend. He says JPJ better be extended by training camp. I do feel that he will be extended by training camp, guys. We still are 6 weeks away from that. So, again, close, but still 6 weeks is a long period of time for that. I think that will certainly be taken care of at that point. Let's go to RB. He says, laugh my ass off. The special needs kid can't understand the English language. I said the 12 million was a message to Porter that they aren't going to get Tyrone. I mean, retarded with him. Let's continue down a little bit further. It's RB says this as well, that 15 to 18 is more realistic, and they know that they want to do for now, but you understand inability to speak and understand English got in your way. It's not getting any smoother.
No, it's not.
Throughout the day today on the show. Let's continue on. Let's see what Vegas says. He says JPJ, 5 years, 150 million with 90 million guarantees. My guess for his new contract. Vegas says, Kenny, what he said, I haven't been there in like 40 years.
Would.
Just learning. So this had dinner with the wife last night. Had a little fun in the parking lot, huh?
Ooh,
yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
He was. I just gonna say he was listening to Stroking with us here a couple weeks ago. Mike, now he's having a little fun in the parking lot with the wife. Let's do Scoot on now. That's awesome, bro. Tortilla says this PFF is like porn for football. We all look at it. We all judge each other for looking at it, and it's fake and unhealthy compared to the real thing. You're right. You are right. Let's go to Somber. Somber says this. Somber says, love the pick of Harmon on the roller coaster. Looking like a little kid, a big cheesy smile. Glad them boys had fun. I'm going to have to get in and look at all these pictures. I didn't see all these pictures apparently everybody's seeing. Let's go to Tyrone. Vegas, I think 4 year, 120, 80 million guaranteed. Vegas says, I'm cool with that too. I'm cool with that. Somber says PFF is ran by amateurs who'd never played at a pro level, so basically people like us. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Vegas says, so decades of playing Madden don't count. Well, that does count, yes. If you have Madden in your experience, in your resume, I count that. Let's go to Tortilla. He says, Derpy works for PFF. Derpy works for PFF. He might. I don't know. I don't know what the hell he's doing. PFF, what is that? Pretty fucking fat? Let's scoot along. Somber says, LOL. Just Learning says, Derpy at the Chinese massage parlor. RB says this, bringing in Davis makes you wonder about Bruner. Mark McCarthy, I'm sorry, may not put nearly the stock into special teams. Aces as Tallman, that's a good point, RB. 90% of the league would rather capable on-field backups over special team aces. That's a valid point. I think they like Bruner. I do, believe me. I think the guys out there really doing a great job. So again, who knows? Who knows? That's a good point, though, RB. Great points taken. Let's go, Tyrone. Right, RB follows PFF. That says a lot. Ay. These two. Let's go to Vegas. You know, the CTE is setting in when your short-term memory is gone, or the buzz. Sometimes the weed will do that, they say. What was I talking about? Just kidding. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to Somber right here. Somber says, Vegas. Vegas says, you know, the CTI, short-term memory is gone. Somber says, Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield told reporters that a new deal is not anywhere close and he won't negotiate once training camp begins, according to Shefty. Why don't you just give him to us? I would take Baker Mayfield right now in a heartbeat. I would. I really would. Let's continue. Just Learning says this, don't mess with Tyrone's guy. Lindsay, I just don't know. I just know that I can't wait to see Dunker. Yeah, me too. I do too. A lot of people can't wait to see Dunker. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone, my man, says me too. Lindsay, 20 phone 90 all day. Vegas says the Acrisure PA announcer should call him should call the Ginger Yinzer as he runs on to the field. I tell you what, maybe back in our day, you just can't say shit anymore. I don't know. It's gross. Yeah. Lindsay says, I agree. Vegas, I agree. Also, Tortilla says JPJ and TJ should buy the Steelers from Mr. Rooney after they get their money. Hey, that'd be cool. Let's go here to Vegas. Next year will be even better. I don't believe Aaron is done after he sees all the improvement this year. Aaron and Roman, Tortilla is saying, somber room with Troy. Build that blindside trust. See, now that's the kind of stuff I believe in. I mean, you know, if you're playing football with your friend, wouldn't you protect them a lot more? I'm just saying. I understand these guys are professional. I understand all that, but at the end of the day, if you were playing with your buddy, you tend to have their back a little bit more. And again, if you put somebody like Troy Fatanu and Aaron Rodgers together, Mike, up at Latrobe, you know, I see, I'm a proponent of those kind of things. I think that kind of stuff works because I would, you know, yes, I'd go out and play my ass off, but you have a little bit of an extra edge, a little extra chip on your shoulder, Mike, if you're protecting your friend, somebody that you spend night and day with, somebody that you have conversations with that you don't have with other people. You know, just there's a part of you that will make you play more for that guy. Again, at the end of the day, maybe that was the purpose of the DK and Aaron Rodgers rooming early last year in camp or whatnot. But I like that. I like that idea.
Or how about even if not Fatano, maybe Zach Frazier, that quarterback center relationship was huge. You know, Bennett and Pouncey had that second language between the two of them.
Somber, I'm sorry, that was Somber that made the comment.
Yeah, that was a good suggestion.
Vegas says Aaron and the new wide receiver. Let's go here to Tyrone. A-Rod will be with DK again, probably. Let's go to Tyrone. I hope Bernard is with Pittman. Lindsay, I heard Aaron Rodgers and Roman were doing good together. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing they're doing real good. As a matter of fact, I'm hearing that there's speculation that Roman could be the number 3 right now, which again
Yeah.
I won't hate. Listen,
Yeah.
if he's doing the job and getting it done, I have zero problem with Jeremy being the 4 at that point. I just don't want the guy to get it just because. Again, it's got to come down to production and what you're doing for your team. I'm okay with Roman being the slot, being the number 3 overall.
Yeah.
I'm 100% fine with that because, again, I think Jeremy's going to be really effective in any capacity. So, again, that's just giving me an extra receiver to be confident about at the end of the day. Let's scoot on a little bit further, Mike, and then we're going to get some defense. And there's not much, but a couple things I do want to talk about, defensive topics.
Yeah.
Let's go Vegas. Vegas is there nice hotels near training camp, or is it a small town? I think there's hotels, and I do also. It is a small town.
Very small town.
It's like every single other college town in PA that's not Pitt or a big college or Penn State. You know what I mean? If you watch, I give you a good idea. Go watch Slippery Rock. Watch the Passion play tomorrow on YouTube. Right here on YouTube, they play at Slippery Rock, and they show you the view. That's basically every college town, Pennsylvania. It's a lot of land, but there is also things for accommodations as well. Let's continue on right here. We did get Tortilla on that. We do want to say thank you for the super chat as always, my friend. Thank you, sir.
You're the best.
Somber says porcelain chemistry. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says, what the fuck? 5 bathrooms was enough. Tyrone says this. I can see maybe to start out, Mike, I think we got some good battles for quarterback 2, running back battle, wide receiver 3 battle, 3 to 5 cornerback right side on offensive line, and also the safeties, Mike. I'm interested to see who gets the nod between Elliott and then also between Brisker.
Yeah.
Of course, Savage's name being added a little later. I think the 2 that you really have to watch the battle would be the first 2, though, in that conversation.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to go in with maybe those 2 starting and then maybe figuring out the battle will be which one's going to be technically the free safety and which one's going to be the strong safety.
All right, let's continue on. Let's go right here to Somber. Not a single Steelers fan gives a shit about what Colin says. I agree. And that's why I talk about it, because I know nobody cares, and I think it's funny. But sorry about that. Let me jump up to the top real quick. I do want to make a jump right here to welcome Kevin. Kevin says Darnell Washington reminds me of Eric Green. I agree, and I agree, and I agree, and I agree. And one more time, I agree. He's bigger than Eric Green, but yes, to answer your question, and I do want to say welcome to Kevin. Welcome to the show. Glad to see you here. Welcome. Welcome to the Terrible Board. And that's one thing that I think of over and over, Mike, how he reminds me of Eric Green. And then I think of how much bigger he is than Eric Green was, because Eric Green was a huge dude.
Yes. He makes Eric Green look small.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And remember how effective he was in the red zone, Like, remember?
Oh, he was almost unstoppable, because at that time he was more or less the Darnell Washington of that era.
Yeah.
We got him. I was like, who is this guy? Because you got to remember, for the longest time, tight ends in Pittsburgh were just blockers.
Yeah, man.
And he came along and was like, oh, we can actually throw the ball to this guy. It was an exciting time.
I do want to take a moment. You're welcome very much, Kevin. Kevin says, thank you. He says, thank you, guys, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. We welcome you, my friend, to the show from Nashville, Tennessee. That's awesome. We're glad to see you. Glad that you're here. He says, let's go Steelers. And you know what? He already fits in. You're in, bro. Let's move along. Let's go to the next comment on the board right here, where I'm going to go right about somewhere. Okay, I'm going to grab Kevin right here. His first message was this. Hey, new subscriber, get Joey signed, and we are stacking the team in depth. Coward hates Steelers fans. Hates the Steelers. I'm sorry. He must be a Browns fan. Welcome, Kevin. Welcome to the show.
Really?
Tyrone says, F Coward. He actually got Darnell with too cheap. He really should got 13 and a half. Got him. Yeah, some people are saying that. And I seen that as well. I seen that, Ty. Let's go to Lindsay. Lindsay says, right, Somber. Vegas says this. I wonder how many restrooms the visiting locker room has, since we only have 5. I would just put a hole in the floor if I was the Steelers in the visitors' bathroom. You walk in and see 53 guys standing in a circle pissing on it.
That would be great.
Sword fighting.
Yeah. I'll got a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Figure it out, boys.
That would be funny. Let's go to Lindsay says 2, probably 2. Somber says this. Darnell is literally the prototype tight end the league is starting to search for right now. Colin is retarded. I do agree with that. And also, I do want to say this, Mike. There's not many people that are like him. You may want a guy that has his size, but good luck finding him because, as Kevin says, I haven't seen many corners.
No.
I'm sorry, tight ends like him since Eric Green. You've seen the Gronk era. You've seen, a matter of fact, the Gronk and Hernandez was one of the most effective tight end because they were just freakish. They were big, freakish men. And as our guy is even more freakish, I do believe we could do some serious things, Mike. If he is used right and under a different coaching staff, just because he was used less, I'm pretty optimistic about this because these people have to be licking their lips and licking their chops and salivating coming into this system and seeing the tight end, one of the 2 tight ends that they get to have at their leisure. So again, Mike, I'm feeling really optimistic, and I think rightfully so, about Darnell Washington.
Yeah, and the way you describe Darnell Washington, that's the way I describe Sosh.
And there you go. And I didn't even talk about his package. So
no, Mike, you did not.
You skate there.
We haven't even got to that part of my.
We haven't even got to that part yet. Let's go right here to Vegas. Vegas said it in 1, and 1 is for the women. The 2 bathrooms given for the away team. 1 of them is for the women. I like that. I think that's a shot. I think it is, and if it is a shot, that could be game ball worthy. It could be. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone says this because I looked at the market yesterday. Yeah, he should have gotten at least 12 at least. So Omar Cook. No, we did. We got a good deal with Darnell. Absolutely. We did get a good deal. Tortilla says he's mad because his team can't get him. Also, Lindsay says this. Okay, yes, absolutely. Gotcha. Lindsay says this. Vegas, you need 1 for the women for some of the pansies on opposing teams. Mike, this is, in fact, what she did mean. It was a shot to the visiting team. Lindsay is getting really close to getting the game ball.
I think she is.
Mike, can I just give it away? I mean, I was getting a lot of heat because I was giving it away so early recently. But I'm looking at the time. I think this is a fair enough time. Lindsay, you get the game ball for saying that the other guys were pansies on the other teams.
I like it.
Game ball material. Let's move on. Let's go right here to and we did get Kevin. He says Eric Green. He does remind him of him. Tyrone, glad to see the change. Tortilla, is egos a kind of beer or something? Is egos kind of a beer or something? Let's go right here. Lindsay says Tortilla, fix your autocorrect. Tortilla says that ain't autocorrect. It's an auto error.
An auto error.
An auto error. Let's go here to right here where Mark Lindsay. I know my autocorrect hates me. Mark Malone, Hayward and Watt, the goats. Mark Malone says that way they don't fuck around with their extensions. Vegas, what was he doing in Africa? Who was in Africa?
Yeah, who's in Africa?
Let's go here to Lindsay. She says, what is the goat? I agreed, Mark. Tyrone, not true. LOL. Mark TJ took a long time to sign his second one. 90 is the goat. Vegas said Hines. Dude, a lot of people. That's what I'm saying. Vegas, a lot of people do. It's part of the business. It's part of it's all business. And if it was easy, I'm sure they would have all these guys wrapped up earlier. But there was a lot that went on this offseason. And at the end of the day, there's been a lot of players that's held out or held in, or I don't think that it's a problem, not at this point anyway. I think that it kind of just is the way that it's going. Yeah. And again, I'm not really concerned at this point. Talk to me in a month. Talk to me in 6 weeks. Talk to me in 2 months. You may see more concern on my face, but at this point, again, it feels to me that it's coming. That's what this whole thing feels to me for JPJ. It feels like we're moving into this area with him because we're getting the other contracts taken care of.
Yep.
Get some reconstruction done. Again, it to me feels like it's coming closer. That's how I feel the situation.
Yeah, I hope so. Get it done, get it locked up before training camp. I don't want to drag out in camp at all.
I agree. Vegas says this Mount Washington LOL needs to be a red zone monster. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. I mean, you literally seen nobody could tackle the guy. How can you not be in love with using a guy like him? I would use him in the most. I'd use him in so many different ways. Your head would spin. What the fuck do we do? How do we get this guy down? I'd have him. You want to find the mismatches, the best possible mismatches you could find, and then get him the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, by all means, it's not rocket science. Let's go right here. Tortilla says Darnell is like the train in Grand Theft Auto 5. Glad we got Washington extended. I am too. Listen, they're all going to get extended. Everybody we're talking about, everybody of interest, and I'm not too concerned about it. Again, not at this point. Somber said he only had 2 touchdowns, and one was a jump ball that needs to change for sure. 1 jump ball, 1 seam route. Yeah, he's got to be way more involved.
Big time. Big time.
My man Kevin, hello. Also, Vegas says the offensive coordinator stunk, and you are not wrong. You are not wrong. The offensive coordinator, I did not love. Tyrone says, facts, Somber, give 80 the ball. I'm all about the 80, baby. Ty says top 5. Ty follows it up by saying 3, in my opinion. He's really that guy. Mark Malone, top 12. Yes, I'm sorry. We did. We got you all caught up, Kev. Tyrone says we were talking about, of course, the top 5 corners. Ty says Surtain, Stingley, JPJ, Mitchell, Gonzo. Not much of an argument out of me. There's not much there that I would argue. And again, if I had all the information in front of me, I would be able to split the hair. But
yeah,
let's go here to Jello Donut. Yes, Kevin, you were seeing there was another channel though with everyone else chatting. Let's also go to, and that's probably with the vertical.
Yeah, I have a link in there for to get you back to the horizontal, the traditional YouTube view where everyone's at.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured that was what was going on.
Yeah.
Fuck 12 tortillas saying he says fuck 12. Also, Somers went to the Colts and then got injured. That was the Sauce Garner, of course. Lindsay said Sauce is definitely not better. Tyrone says, Mark, you full of shit. You and RB in the Matrix. Let's go here to Somber. I'd say 4 or 5 based on last year. Vegas says 55 is the answer to the trivia question at the end of the show. Hint, today's trivia question is going to be about head coaches. I'm just going to leave it right there. It's going to be about head coaches. Let me move along. Let's go right here. Vegas says this. I'm cool with top 5 or 10. We haven't had one of those guys in quite a while. Tortilla says JPJ's PFF is only 5.6 higher than Mason Rudolph. Ooh, there's that JPJ. I mean, the PFF again, guys. So again, JPJ apparently just a little better than Mason Rudolph. Somber says this. Tyrone knows JPJ will be last. We've been talking about this for months. I know he does. I know. The thing is, Ty's a smart guy. I'm not. I just think that, of course, a lot of shit talking, a lot of ball busting certainly goes on. I think that Ty ultimately knows as well. Let's go here to Robert. What's up, dude? Always great seeing Robert Kirkpatrick on the terrible board. My man, he says, RK says hello. To Dum Yinzers, keep on keeping on, brother. You too. Always great seeing you. Hope you're ready for the weekend, Robert. And we are about 6 weeks away from starting training camp. So, guys, it's coming together. Benton is a priority. Mark, he is. He's a priority. Absolutely. Lindsay says, yeah, he's just having moments of crashing out. It's all good. Believe me, no complaints. Let's go here. Still Loyal says Canes ain't going out like that. He says he ain't going out like that, Vegas. And that's true. Like, we do have Still Loyal from Carolina and Vegas also from Vegas. So I guess we could be making that a lot more interesting, Mike, in regard to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, they got to make a bet between themselves. Someone's got to humiliate themselves when their team loses.
I like this. Keep that, write it down in your notes. We will get to that Monday. We'll get the guys.
Or they have to humiliate Derpy in some way.
Well, this is where I was going. So that's what I'm saying. Write the note down. Maybe Monday we'll get something set up. So Steel in Vegas. Maybe swing in Monday if you can. We'll get something started with that. Jen says, hello. Great seeing from Jen. Absolutely awesome seeing from Jen, actually. Hope things are going good for you. Baltimore is what Tortilla is saying on the board. Baltimore. Jen says, hey, guys, miss you so much. We miss you too, Jen. Yes, Kevin absolutely reminds me of Eric. Vegas says Steel right there. The favorites. I doubted they would just give up, especially at home. And that was what I said earlier to Vegas. I didn't see this being a sweep by either team, to be honest. So again, 1-1 is right around where I expected it to be. Lindsay says yes. She says this top 5 for Pierre is insane. But I seen the same graphic you did. I know what you're talking about, Mike. They had him. He was 5 because we had 3 guys.
Yep.
That were on that list. So 3 out of 5.
I think it was quarterback rating against.
Yes,
I think it was like Jamal Dean was 1, Porter was in there, and then so was Pierre. Pierre played really good football down the stretch.
I want to say this next comment right here. Vegas says odds. Ryan has a different hat for the show, 1,000. That's actually very interesting because I did plan on making some changes here for episode 1,000 and beyond. I spoke about possibly changing the studio up a little bit, Mike. So again, it's interesting that you even say that, Vegas, because you kind of got inside of my head. I've never said anything in regards to that. So just interesting. But people, Vegas in Vegas, Mike, looking at the odds. Surprise.
It's a surprise.
Let's go to Somber. I'm pretty sure they had him at number 1, Lindsay. LOL. Let's go to Somber here. He says this. Somber also says their rankings are cooked. I just used them stats in mock drafts. LOL. Mike Jen says I've been listening. Can't wait for your July 5th episode. We thank you. Yes. Big show, guys. Again, 1 month from today, we will be celebrating 5 years, 1,000 episodes, and heading into the 10th season of the show, Mike. And that is certainly highly anticipated.
Yes, it is. And I can't wait for it, man. We're gonna it's gonna be a blast, and it's gonna be cool. Like when everyone's in here and just. Like, oh my God, I remember when you started coming in, and it's going to be a fun show, man. It's going to be a fun show. Hopefully everyone can make it in because you guys do make the show.
Absolutely. Let me go right here, Mike. This was the one thing that I was going to say about defense. DeFabio, Mike, he says this. He believes Dalen Everett will push Asante Samuel Jr. As fighting for that first cornerback off the bench. Mike, is Dalen Everett really that good, or is Asante Samuel just kind of more at this point a name because we knew Dad, and again, he had the injury and we wanted him, we couldn't wait to get him, Mike, and now they're talking about possibly Dalen Everett being the guy first coming off the bench. What do you think about that?
Dalen Everett's gonna have to, if he's as good in shorts and t-shirts at the OTAs and the minicamp as he is once we get the pads on, that's going to be awesome. But to push Asante, because when he came back from that injury, he played well for the Steelers as well. And this cat's, he's a former second-round pick, played some really good football before the neck injury. So it's going to be a tough battle for a rookie to trump him. But if he does, that's only good things for the team, because I thought Samuels played well in those. Well, he played 6-7 games for us down the stretch. I thought he played well. And if a rookie third-round pick is going to outcompete him, I'm okay with that, because that means that rookie is really fucking good, and there's no way he should have slid to the 3rd round.
I agree. So it's going to be an interesting thing, Mike. It's no surprise. There's going to be battles at camp this year, and we get a pretty good idea who they're going to be. We're going to see them on the offensive line. We're going to see them in the secondary. We're going to see them obviously in the mid to bottom end of the wide receiver room. So much, guys. So many different battles going to be going on this summer at St. Vincent College in Latrobe. Let's get back to the board. Tortilla saying I did say it. I'm just giving myself a pat on the back. Tortilla's the GOAT. Ty says this. Also, Vegas, I really hope Weegan is a beast for us on returns and on a couple jet sweeps in short passes, not 57 of them. 57 of them, just a couple.
I want 57 jet sweeps, baby. The more, the merrier.
Ty says, agreed, Vegas. Let's go right here. Tyrone's the GOAT. Tortilla says, Somber, I want to see Weegan take a screen to the house in the preseason. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says, do we have anyone like Randall that was a quarterback that might be able to throw, let's just say, a game-sealing touchdown pass in the Super Bowl?
I don't think so.
Yeah, nobody kind of falls into that category as that versatile offensive skill player at this point. Nobody really falls into that category.
Yeah, there's no one jumping to top of my head right now.
Yeah. Mark Malone, dude, knows this is it. Also, Vegas says, Somber, that would be great. Get him the ball and see what he can do. Tortilla, he's excited for millions of reasons. Jen says, I heard why your beard. Hey. I don't know. I don't know where you heard that from, but let's just move right on. Let's go. Always great hearing from Jim. Glad to see you, Jim. Let's go to Somber. Somber says, yes, sir, that man in space and get the man in space and let him do his thing. Mike, is he a possible Porter Jr.? Is he possible Porter Island? I mean, the greats always they always get their own island at the end of the day. Is he going to be JPJ Island?
I've seen Porter Island bantied about. I've seen Portal, where people are getting sucked into the portal. That one you kind of have to explain, but once you understand it, okay. I wish he would change his name to Epstein.
Yeah.
Moving on.
What a disappointment. Not the joke, just the whole Epstein files. You know what I mean? They fought in tooth and nail, and then they get them. They release it. Nobody wants to. Neither side wants to release them. I can't imagine why neither side wants to release any more information. They're all fucking skunks. That's why. Anyway, beside the point. Let me move on right here. It was skipping like a mofo for me earlier. Notice Mike's beard looking nice and dark. There you go.
Dark.
Yes. Would you look at yourself and put the two people you see on the screen in front of you? Your beard is dark.
Right. It's not dark right there.
Yeah, mine's not light right there. Guess what?
Yours is dark right down the middle, buddy.
That's right. That's right. I don't know what that means, but yeah, that's right. Let's go here to Tyrone. He says, did he just say 15 to 16? Did I just hear you? Did I just hear you're right? Vegas says 2 years in a row. I've been excited watching Iowa highlights of our guy. Year one didn't go so well. Let's hope year two is way better. And we have about 19 Iowa Hawkeyes on our team.
I know.
It's crazy how many Iowa people we actually have. Let's go down to Vegas again. Vegas follows it up by saying JPJ will be getting closer to 30 than 20 is my guess. I think me personally, I think mid-20s. That's me personally. Let's go to Somber. Somber says this JPJ. Okay, we got that Somber. I'll put the Kennywood picks in. Yeah, put them in, dude. I got to see this. Everyone's talking about how happy everybody looked at Kennywood. It don't surprise me. Like the vibes are good this year so far with our squad. Where's Mike's dummy? That's a good question. Mike, where is your dummy?
My dummy has been kidnapped and accosted and absconded, and it's being held for ransom. No, not my dummy.
There he is.
No, bring him back.
Huh?
Are we really doing the hostage negotiations live?
Well, I want to look at the screen now. Kind of move to your right so you could get your other right. Put so we could get your look at that. Look at that. Look how accurate that is. I gotta come this way.
Notice which beard is lighter.
They're the same exact thing. Look at your beard. Look at the dummy's beard.
Shut up.
You literally have the same exact beard. Let me put Mike back, and I
missed my dummy.
I'm putting the mic back, and I'm keeping the dummy on screen with me. Let's move on. Tyrone, he says, no question. Vegas JPJ would laugh at RB's offer. Let's go here to right here. Jen says, pretty fucking funny. Vegas says, I love Chinese massage parlors. Mark Malone, Derpy has to make 2 appointments. The Tokyo sauna, he hooks his dad up. His dad got to chaperone him. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, when we were talking about, we never seen his mom.
Yeah.
He might be, he's probably, I think he's a stem cell baby.
I was gonna say, like maybe he's like one of those like what is it like when the organism divides and you get the second one or they grow off of? Maybe Derpy's one of those.
Or a test tube baby.
It could be a test tube baby.
Let's go down here to he hooks his dad up for that. Yeah, he has to. Let's go here. Miso Honey. Mark Malone is saying on the board. Lindsay says, I don't think Weed does that. Maybe crack. I think it's the short term memory. I think that Weed F's with. I think, and I don't recall exactly what was said. Long term is fine. The short term is where it gets confusing. Let me move on. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says this. That's a good son. That is a good son. Derpy would be. Somber says, I put it in the Steelers talk channel. Mark Lamone. Tortilla is saying this. Vegas says they when they do the little Karate Kid wax on, wax off move and ask, would you like a massage right here?
Oh my God.
Hey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing JD, also known as Dude, on the board. Afternoon, fellas. Afternoon to you, sir. Hope things are going good for you, bro. Heading into the weekend. Only 6 weeks, about 6 weeks out from camp, if you can believe that. Vegas says Watson and Mr. Kraft know what I'm talking about. They sure do. They sure do. Let's go to Bernard will be the 3, Tyrone is saying. And you know what? At this point, again, like we were saying, Ty, I'm cool because if Roman outperforms him to earn the 3, then that's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You kind of want that in a sense, because if Bernard is outplaying him and Roman is 4 or beyond, I'm not really feeling great about the depth. But if Roman can prove that he's a 3, he could play that slot, and then your rookie becomes your 4, you're feeling a little bit better about the depth of the overall wide receiver room, in my opinion, just because you're getting that production from a Roman Wilson where you didn't have that in the past. So if you add that as a weapon, Mike, on top of the weapons you did add, that's just only making our team better at the end of the day. So this is kind of why I'm leaning toward Roman in that sense. I have no problem with Bernard winning the job, but it tells me that we're going to be a little bit better in a better position overall if Roman does, in fact, win it and is not shoved back in the corner like game. So
I hope they both get a lot of playing time, because that means they're both exceeding expectations of where they need to be. That, and it will signify that Roman Wilson finally figured it out, or we got an offensive coordinator who knows how to fucking use them.
Somber says great camp battle in the slot. If both guys, here you go. You're right. If both guys turn out, great. That's a great problem to have, especially after what we've been watching on the field over the last 5 years or so. That's what I'm saying. That was exactly my point. Somber, I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. All the way from Los Angeles, California. Let's go right here to Vegas. Vegas says, I don't care who wins the job. I just want them to play well when the game starts, just like we all do. Absolutely, bro. Steel Loyal, my man from Carolina, says Roman is going to ball out. I hope you're right. I really do. Again, this is only good for it's only good for our team if he does.
Yeah.
You know, the team will benefit. Somber facts, Vegas is saying. Kevin, I couldn't agree more. This is my modern day Eric Green, and Eric Green was my favorite Steeler back as a kid. Absolutely, 100% my favorite Steeler.
Dude,
a lot of people liked Rod Woodson, not me. I liked Eric Green.
Funny enough, two of my all-time favorite players right there. I once saw Eric Green break the basketball backboard at my high school gym,
and he also played at mine, Mike. And it shook. He dunked 3 times. I was a senior, maybe a junior. They had the Steelers. They do the basketball. They come to schools and play the teachers and personnel and all this kind of stuff. And Eric Green dunked 3 times. It had to be younger than my senior year, but whenever it was, the whole entire backboard, like it was one of the ones that hang from the gym ceiling. Fucking rock, man. It was crazy.
It was insane. He dunked that. It was like the first play of the game, too.
And those basketball hoops didn't know how to react because everybody in my school was white and like under 6 foot tall. So to see that backboard shake was,
right?
I don't know if it was more a surprise for us or the backboard itself, but he certainly had it moving. Let's go down to right here where Lindsay says, Steele, what is your profile picture of? Unfortunately for me, I can never tell. They're so small on my screen. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I have to like go into like the YouTube channel, click on them, follow your guys' channel to see what the hell anyone's icon is. I gotta be I feel like a creeper doing that.
That's all. Yeah, that's awfully calculated. Jeez.
What? It's what I have to do.
All right.
You know, I want to see what Tortilla's, bug-eyed looks like.
Let's go right here to Ty. He says, Loyal's profile pitch is goated, baby. Somber says, agree, Vegas. Let's go here to Steel Loyal, JPJ and his son. That's a good picture.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, like the picture, like the one that Tortilla has of Carson Beck. I didn't know that was Carson Beck for like 2 weeks until you mentioned it. I could just see a face, but they're just so small. And then up here on my restream screen, Mike, I don't even have pictures, so I don't I can never see them.
Yeah, mine when my restream board's working, I see the pictures, but they're real fuzzy.
Okay. Everybody comes up as a red YouTube indicator on mine.
Huh.
Let's move along though. Somber LOL. Kevin, thanks, bud. No, man, thank you. Great to have you here. Great to see you.
Welcome.
Lindsay says this couldn't see that at all. Tyrone says, yep, the loyal RB says he don't follow number ones though. Yes, the loyal RB says. Okay, so he's speaking to loyal. Gotcha. Let's go here to Kevin. Yes, man, absolutely. Welcome all the way from Nashville. Great to have you here, man. Steeler Nation. It's all about the voice of Steeler Nation all day, baby.
Baby.
Glad to have you here. AI Baby Chase Somber is saying tortilla. Chase Porter for Chase Porter has a problem spitting. Chase Porter has a problem spinning. Let's go down to Kevin. He says, let's go Steelers, baby. I'm right there with you. I really am. Let me go down a little bit more. There we go. Vegas says this, Kevin, I went to our game versus LA Raiders in Los Angeles, and Eric ran out late to the pre-game warm-ups. He was huge for a tight end. I remember thinking, damn, he's a tight end. And I remember that too. You know, listen, it didn't surprise me that he could dunk because he's very athletic. But you know who really surprised me that was throwing it down the last time I went to one of those Steeler basketball games? Cam Hayward. He dunked multiple times, if you can believe that or not. You know, I mean, yes, he's huge, but he dunked. He threw it down 2 times, and that was a surprise to me. Again, very athletic, very strong man. I shouldn't have been surprised. But to see him play basketball like that was actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, Kevin, I bet Eric Green looked like a monster. Vegas says you would win that bet for show. Somber says this. I just saw your train comment. Tortilla laughed my ass off. Corey says, I'm back, guys. I don't know what the fuck happened. Well, welcome back, dude. Glad you got that taken care of. Sosh, I don't even know if I want to read what Sosh says to say, Mike, because Mike and Sosh have been a bit concerning lately, in my opinion. Let me go see what he says anyway. Sosh says, Mike, I already told my parents about you. They'll like you, I'm sure.
Everyone likes me. Everyone loves me, and
the outrageous
part. Woo them.
The outrageous part isn't the fact that he told his parents about you. The fact that he says I'm sure they'll like you. That's the outrageous part.
How is that outrageous? I'm an affable, lovable person.
Kevin says Omar is cooking. Omar is cooking. He is. I agree. Tyrone says I'm excited for the tight end room this year. Smith was stupid. I agree with that as well. Yes, absolutely. Lindsay, thanks. No problem. You earned it. You earned the game ball, and you deserve it. Corey says this. I don't know if it was Tortilla or Tyrone, but I wanted to let you know that I am doing the Baron Trump time trial. Oh, bro. Now you're talking my language. The Baron Trump time traveler episode. You won it roughly 3 weeks or so. Absolutely. The Ingersoll Lockwood books from the late 1800s are very interesting. If you know anything or following that at all, do check Corey out at Don't Drink That, because, of course, who did handle Nikola Tesla's works when he died? It was Donald Trump's uncle. And I got to tell you, at the end of the day, people think that Tesla did have things about time travel in all of his work. So I don't know. I'm just going to say I'm very interested to see what you have to say about that. Tortilla says this. That probably would be me. I'll check it out for sure. I will definitely check it out. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that, actually. Again, not political, nor do I want to be ever. But I think that this is interesting, and it is outside of politics. Let's go right here to Tortilla. That probably would be me. Okay, we did get that one. Tyrone. Tyrone says this. It probably was Tortilla. I'll subscribe. What's your channel? Go check him out, dude. He is at Don't Drink That podcast. Let's go here to back to Corey. Corey says that Tortilla. I started digging around, and I hope I got some stuff you haven't seen yet. It's going to involve gematria in the Illuminati card game, mixed with everything else you've probably heard already. Again, lots of cool stuff, Corey. I listen, when I start watching Corey, like sometimes I'll jump into a reel or something, and I'm just so into it. I get pissed off when it gets to the end of the reel, and I'll just keep watching it over and over because it's again, conspiracy theories. That's right up my alley. Let's go here to Vegas. He says, you said someone was in denial, and I used the oldest joke about the Nile River. You've been killing it lately with these jokes. Vegas. Corey says this. It's the No Don't Drink That podcast for sure. Go check it out. I love conspiracy theories too. Yes, do please, Lindsay, go check, subscribe to Corey. He does a great job, and he has plenty of content. It isn't like you're going to go over, watch one thing, and bounce. You'll find yourself going through a lot because, again, lots and lots of a variety from the conspiracy theory world. Let's go here to Tyrone. I sub Corey. Yeah, everybody, I encourage, go check Corey out. Give him your support. You see him every day here with us every day, supporting us. And I think he's a pretty good guy. Nobody has had problems with Corey. Go do that. Subscribe. Check him out. I think you will enjoy him over at Don't Drink That. Let's go to Steel Loyal. He says, when I clean the vacuum, does that make me a vacuum cleaner? That's a good question. Kevin says, yeah, I finally found it. And fuck Coward along with the Ratbirds, Bungles, and Brownies. And I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. Listen, I know you're the new guy, but you talk a lot of sense. When Kevin
he knows
talks,
what's up.
He does
and
know
this is why we have the smartest comment section, the board, the terrible board
I couldn't agree
in
more.
all the land.
I couldn't agree more. Let's go down here to Corey. Says, thanks, guys. I appreciate you all. Absolutely, brother. Yeah, you supported us all this time. I have nothing against helping you, man. Lindsay says, agree, Kevin. Tyrone, yeah, if you follow PFF, I can't talk with you. Vegas says, this has anyone used Dental Dam? The old Dental Dam. Boy, it's been a while. Steel Loyal, we got to come up with if you would, guys, come up with derpy roasts, would be fantastic.
Yes.
And listen, if you want to, we'll do it as well. I just don't want to do it and then have the bit fall apart. Like if you guys are interested in coming up with doing a roast for derpy, I'll be very much involved with it, and we'll make sure to get them here. And if you want to, even these guys want to do something like that, I think it would be a blast. So let us know if you do want to do a derpy roast, which I think could be great. Maybe for the big show, maybe for the big 1000, we could have a small derpy roast segment. Something to think about, guys. Mark Malone says, look at Mike's beard at Vegas.
His beard is majestic.
Tortilla says, the best part is Derpy wouldn't even show up for his own roast. I agree, Lindsay. I'm going to do a top hop here real quick. Lindsay says, please do a roast. That would be hilarious. I couldn't agree more. Let's do it, guys. Let the wheels spin a little bit through the weekend. We'll talk more about it on Monday and start putting together a plan. Mike is the GOAT. There you go, Tyrone. There you go, Mike. Mike is the GOAT.
Thank you, Tyrone.
They'll say anything on this damn internet, won't they?
They only see, once again, this is why the most intelligent, beautiful, loving board in all the land.
Vegas says, still, we have to make sure King Derpy has some good material too. Let's go to Ty. Ty says, Ryan, you should get a Steelers hat. That would, you know what I was going to, I like the idea. And as a matter of fact, I was going to go with one of the upside down pirate hats. I really like that, where the P is upside down. You may have seen it maybe in Wiz Khalifa videos, something along those lines. I always liked that look, and I always thought about getting it, but I just always kind of kept it plain. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll go with the Steeler hat. Maybe I will. I always like the plain black hat. That's just kind of been my thing since we've been doing it. Let's go right here. But Ty, I will certainly consider. Kevin says, Lindsay, you know it. Tyrone says, I need another one as well. And the thing is, down in my collection, I probably got about 40 Steeler hats. I'd have to dig them out and probably throw them in the wash. Let's go, guys. Right there. Kevin says, Tyrone says, you guys came a long way. One of my top 3 pods, no doubt. Love you guys. We love you too, Ty.
Thank you, brother.
We appreciate you, man, for sure. We appreciate that. Vegas is at Mark Malone. Laughed my ass off. What the fuck happened to it? Did the sick eating cooch bleach his face? Mary Jane Rotten Crotch. Remember that?
Yep.
Let's go right here. Let's go to Kevin. Hopefully I can meet you fellas. I come to Pittsburgh 3 times a year for a game. That's awesome. I do know that we are having people come in for camp here in a little over a month. Also for games. We had guys come to town for the draft. So that sounds like an awesome time, man. Kevin, keep us posted. Absolutely. We're here 5 days a week, every day, Monday through Friday. Tyrone says, I told people in other chats I love the Everett pick. I've seen great potential with him. I could see him jump Eccles. Maybe agree, Mike. Depends on pads. And again, at the end of the day, that's another name that we forget about quite often is Brandon Eccles, Mike. He made some big plays last year.
Yeah, he did. Johnny on the spot and on some of those games. This is a tough secondary group, like a very good secondary group. And there's going to be some tough decisions to be made as to who's going to be in and who's not.
Vegas asks, ladies, have you ever suggested a man use one? He's, of course, talking about the dental dams again, I'm pretty sure. Let me scoot down just a hair to see. Lindsay says, I told everyone Dunker is the best. So, hey. So, Corey, don't drink that. Says, I still remember first episode I started watching you. It was in 2024 offseason, right before Russell Wilson got injured on the sled. Yeah, boy, I remember that. It was the Monday episode before he injured himself. Wow. That's awesome, Corey. We appreciate you, dude. You know that. You know that. Tortilla says, I told everyone KJ was the best, so I'm still on timeout. Let's go here to Vegas. I like Dunker's attitude. He knows he isn't athletic enough to play already. Being honest with you is important. Absolutely. Being honest with yourself surely is important. Kevin says, Porter. Yeah, there it is. Portal. The Portal. Ty is saying the Porter Island. Steel Loyal saying the Porter House in the Dean's List. The Porter House in the Dean's List. And then Lindsay, she, of course, is saying Dunker Island. Hey, what the hell? Give Dunker his own island, too. We'll take it. Corey says Epstein fouls was a distraction to the Minneapolis shit. The war in Iran was a distraction from the fouls, and now the UFO fouls are a distraction from the war. There's a lot of things going on in this world, I can tell you that. Certainly different from, it's a different time. It's a very different time we live in than any time I've ever lived in my life. Let's go down here to Vegas. All those nasty dudes running around, and only one lady was arrested besides Epstein. In my opinion, there's not nearly enough people arrested. Again, everywhere. The fact that neither side is really pressing the argument anymore, I think, speaks volumes. JPJ won't accept nothing less than 28. Lindsay said he'll accept 25 and a half, or 27 and a half. I'm sorry, 27 and a half. This is where I'm thinking, right around that 27, 28. That's my opinion. Shut up, Mark. Tyrone says. Robert, getting a lot of attention for this, Mike. I didn't read it yet, so let me see what he says. I did just see a lot of responses. Robert says, football is getting closer every day, and I'm almost down enough weight to enjoy some summer beer drinking. I'm down 51 pounds in 116 days without weight loss, drugs, low carbs for the win. Good for you, bro. That's awesome, man. I hope you get to enjoy them beers too. Good for you. Let's go down here to Ty. Congrats, Rob. Keep it up, bro, for sure. Lindsay, congrats, Robert. Also, Vegas, great job. Way to go, everybody. Excited for you, bro. Keep it up, man. That's awesome to hear. Robert says no beer, bread, chips, crackers, rice, pasta, fruit juice, fried foods, etc. I will enjoy a few beers once I can get past 125 days, which is less than 10 days away.
Damn.
That's cool, dude. Tyrone, JPJ holding Chase on his shoulders, laugh my ass off. Let's go right here. Let's go to Vegas. He says your high school had a layup contest, bunch of little honkies. I can say that because I'm white. It was. You know what? I remember just sitting there sometimes in my school looking around because it was a small school. I think the smallest school in one of the smaller public high schools in Western Pennsylvania. And I remember just sitting around thinking, God, is everywhere like this? Is this what it's like? Because we had a lot of nerds, man. When you have an all-white school, you have a lot of nerds. I'm just saying. And I used to just sit there and look around and think to myself, is this what it's like everywhere? And thank God I found out that it wasn't what it's like everywhere. But boy, do we have nerds. It was like the Revenge of the Nerds movies in my high school. I've never seen anything like it. Let's go right here. Mark Malone. They were working the Big Johnson in the slot at minicamp, huh? Mark couldn't have said it better myself. Let's go here to Vegas. Hopefully nobody gets in trouble for that, Mark. Robert says this. Robert says, I need to not gain so much. before I take action going forward, I have lost 50 pounds plus a couple of times before, but I didn't hide it well enough and found all those pounds and then some. Yeah, I mean, you're human, man. But we certainly encourage you, and we certainly are behind you here, man, if that means anything. Kevin says, stop Cam, can't dunk. I swear to you. And it was impressive. I mean, he got these big tree stump legs, and when you're watching him in real life, he is bigger than everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, you see him on the football field, you can tell he's a big guy. But at the end of the day, man, boy, he did. He threw it down a couple of times. He dunked a couple, and Derek Moy, he dunked 3 times in that.
Yeah, I can see Moy dunking.
He's very athletic. Antonio Brown was there, and he's a lefty. That was interesting. Also, David DeCastro was there. Good time. It was really good time. Let's go here to Lindsay. Lindsay says this. He fell down 4 times, though. Vegas sounds like you got good plan, Robert. Absolutely, man. We are excited for you. Steel Loyal says DK can. I would like to see DK dunk. I don't even think it would be a problem. You know how effortlessly it would be if you've seen DK dunk. Tyrone, DK will ball out this year. I think so as well. Lindsay said DK could play corner too. Just put him on both sides. Let's go here to Vegas. Did Mike just get a date? I don't know. Did you? What's going on?
I don't know.
Was it the comment about your beard again?
Or me and Sosh. That's just guy love.
It might be Sosh. Mark Malone, do you do intermittent fasting? He's asking Robert. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says this. Someone told their parents about you, Mike. It is about Sosh. You did get a date, didn't you?
I think so. We're gonna go and have a couple beers together and talk Steelers. Why do you guys got to make it weird?
Let me do an up jump real quick. I do want to say thank you, Kevin. Enjoy your day fishing, my man. Stay safe. Have a good one. We'll be back Monday, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Hope to see you then. Thank you, sir. Let's go down right here to Tyrone. I'm happy we have 3 wide receivers this year. It's been a rough 3 years. It's been unbelievable what's been going on here with these receiving rooms and tight end rooms and everything else. Robert says, I do my eating between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. with no snacking in between. Sounds like you got a system, man. Good for you. That's the hardest part, getting the system and being able to stay on it. You know, people come up with the ideas. They want to do it, but that's the hard part is keeping up. So it sounds like you got it, dude. Mark Malone, right on, man. I do it when I'm trying to cut fat. Mark Malone, I've been boozing bulky for a while. Let's go here to Mark Malone one more time. He says different form of dirty bulking. Tortilla, Robert, putting us on game 100%. Let's go to Lindsay. Lindsay says this, Mike, please do a roast. That would be hilarious. And I couldn't agree more. So do any of the people that are talking about it, think about it over the weekend, and I'll do the same. And Mike will do the same. We'll do something.
We'll roast turkey.
Matter of fact, I think that could be a perfect bit to do on the 1000th show if we get that together. Again, 1 month from today. So keep that in mind. Robert says, I eat 2 to 3 meals a day. I walk multiple hours and do a few sets of push-ups, with the sets being the 25 to 30 each. Hey, he's healthier than you, Mike. I can tell you that.
There's a lot of people healthier than me.
Well, 25 to 30. The other day, you were trying to convince us how healthy you were. So, of
course, I said 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
No. You were kind of saying that you were still pretty athletic. And I said this, Mike, I said, but you got injured going backwards in a car. That was just this
That's
week.
his old age.
I'll pull that up. We'll review that Monday more closely. Let's move right here to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says this. Mark Malone says, I've been drinking at least 15 beers a day. Vegas says this. Just watch some old roast and steal those lines. Yeah, you can do that. Steal those lines. They are all dead. They won't care. Some of these roasters are fucking great.
Yeah.
How the fuck they write this shit? It's unbelievable sometimes. Tortilla says, I feel that Mark, I usually drink like 3 to 6 IPAs a day. Mark Malone, I'm training for the drinking Olympics. Also, in not only the drinking Olympics, Mike, he also participates in the Krylon Olympics as well. So,
hey, you know what? You want to talk about an athlete? Oh, there's an athlete.
Yes, Mark Malone. He could do it all. The man, the myth, the mustache, and the athlete. Robert says that. He says, I can do that, Mark. Love all the bread, whether it's by the bottle or by the slice. Let's go here, Tyrone. I'm off. Let's go. Great show, you bastards. We appreciate you as always, my friend. I hope you have a great weekend, Ty. Always great seeing you. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, sir.
Good one, brother.
Vegas, Ty, peace. Pay JPJ. Ty, couldn't agree more. I'm just an alcoholic, Tortilla says. There's no anything else to it. That's it. I'm just an alcoholic. Vegas, Ty, are you happy or a mean alcoholic? Vegas asks. Lindsay says he's mean. Vegas, he's mean.
Wow.
Depends if we win or not. At Vegas, Tortilla says Vegas, and it also says it is still only 2026. What the fuck, Lindsay? I'm a lefty. We are the okay. You're a lefty, huh? I just had this conversation with my son the other day because he's a lefty, and we were just talking about lefties. We know, just interesting that popped up. Kevin says have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Get some fish, man.
Yeah.
I heard the fish be biting down in Nashville, so enjoy yourself. Tyrone, I'm left-handed. Oh, that's awesome. Our whole board. My dad's left-handed. My son's left-handed. Ty's left-handed. Lindsay's left-handed.
That's a lot of lefties.
That's a lot of lefties.
It's gonna. What are we gonna do for the starting rotation of the bullpen? That's a lot of lefties. We need some righties in there, man. We got to change it up a little bit.
All right, let's blow through some of these messages, Mike. It is about that time of the show. I'm going to go right here to Lindsay. Mike, it's okay. We support you. Not there's anything wrong with that. I support him 100%. He knows that.
Can't two guys just share their love of each other and have some beers and talk about the Steelers without you all making it weird and awkward?
Didn't we just say we support you?
Making it weird and awkward.
Vegas,
by the way you guys are saying it.
Oh, that's good. I'm in to make it weird and awkward. Lindsay's into it to say that she supports it. So either way, Mike Vegas says lots of left-handed guys treat their right hand like lava in basketball. It's hilarious. Vegas says who is paying Mike? Who is paying Mike? Maybe Sauce. Who knows? I don't know what the hell's going on between these two.
What you guys are getting paid?
LeBron is left-handed. Lindsay says this. That was still loyal. Lindsay says I'm right-handed now. Fuck that. She said, "Fuck that. I'm right-handed now." Vegas says we're an inclusive bunch, Mike. We support you. Support you all in the LGBTQETCXMWP. By now, I'm sure it is, Mike. We all support your clan.
It's just two dudes talking ball.
And winking at one another. But hey, where's the LeBron hate? While the Brawny hate is real, Vegas says this, Ty, it's crazy. Some of them hated him as a teenager and now in his 40. I just hate the way that he flops all over the place. But again, that's a conversation for a whole other day. Tortilla says size. LeBron has bald spots in his game now. Jamie, what's up? Always great seeing Jamie Carlo on the show, on the board, in the terrible board. Every day, my friend Jamie. Yo, he says, always great seeing you. Hope you're ready for the weekend. We are getting ready. We have OTAs next week. We will wrap that up. And then next month, guys, we will be in camp. If you can believe, next month, Mike, already is June 5th. So again, at the end of the day, I kept saying, can't wait to get to June. Can't wait to get to June. Mike, we come back. It's going to be June 8th. Yeah. So it's going to be here before we know it, guys. LGBT community. I like that, Tortilla. I like that. Like the LGBT.
Thunder, he's telling me in my ear that Thunder loves everyone.
Vegas says, is that how it starts, Mike? Is that how it starts?
I guess so, man. There's like a new adventure Sasha and I are starting on, guys.
One thing I do want to know how it starts, Mike. Why don't you start telling us a little bit about that website?
The Dum.Yinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. We got all of our articles over there. Ryan and I's social media links are all over there. If you're not following us, if you can't find the links on the YouTube page, you can find them over on the webpage. And if you like this sort of thing, hey, man, we got some merch over there too as well. So you can check that out at the2dumyinzers.com. And there's going to be probably a rapid fire selection of articles coming up this weekend of me talking about all the contract extensions that have just happened. I'm working on those right now.
Sounds great. I will certainly be checking in and checking it out. Mike, go check it out, everybody. www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com. Lots of cool stuff over there. Mike's done a lot of work. Very proud of him and excited about it all. Go check it out, everybody. Vegas says Ryan is going to get a new hat and a spray tan. The spray tan possibly. We will see. There's going to be change. There will be changes. I'm going to put that out there. Show 1000 will definitely have some changes. Ryan is jealous. I'm jealous of everybody. Why am I jealous this time? I don't know. Tortilla says I'm jealous. Let's get into the trivia question. I'm jealous of everybody that isn't me. I don't remember where I heard that once in life, but you know what? It's never hit home more. Thing has never hit home more than that. Guys, time to get into the question of the day. Mike, I had said that it's about head coaches. The question of the day. Put on your thinking cap. Mike, everybody else put your thinking cap on as well. This is the question of the day. It's not going to be simple in a sense. It has a few parts to it. You have to know multiple things to know the answer to this, guys. So here we go. Question of the day. It is about head coaches. Here we go. Mike. Coach Mike McCarthy is currently he's part of a 5. Okay, let me start over. Coach McCarthy is part of 5 coaches. There's only 5 of them to lead one team to 8 straight NFL playoff appearances. So in other words, there's only been 5 coaches that's led one team to 8 straight playoff appearances. So what I need, Mike, Mike McCarthy's one of them. I need to know the other 4. So if you want to take some stabs on the board, you want to throw some guesses up on the board as well, do that. I'm looking for the 4 other coaches that goes along with Mike McCarthy. There's 5 of them that has led one team to 8 straight playoff appearances, guys. Lindsay is saying Mike Tomlin. Again, the question is, Mike, there's 5 of them total. We know Mike McCarthy's one. There's only 4 other coaches that has led one team to 8 straight playoff appearances. We need to name them, guys. Throw it up on the board if you have a guess, or maybe you might know. But I will say this in the meantime, we are live. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. right now is the schedule that we are going by. This is every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
Mike, the question of the day is this. There's 4 other coaches beside Coach Mack that has this, and it is these coaches have led one team to 8 straight playoff appearances. They're the only 5. Believe it or not, Mike McCarthy's one of them. Do you want to start taking some stabs? Lindsay on the board. Lindsay says Tomlin. Mike, what's your thought process here?
It's going to be, longevity, success, and all that. I'm going to go start with Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick. Okay. That's all right. I'm going to put that down as one of your answers. Go ahead.
Belichick. Chuck Noll.
McCarthy, Belichick, Chuck Noll. Okay. There's 2 guesses.
Shola,
another good guess, Mike. All right.
Tom Landry.
All right. I'm going to get you there. All right. And I think that's 5. That's okay. So that's your guesses. Okay. Bill Belichick, Chuck Noll, Don Shula, Tom Landry, and then Mike McCarthy. Yeah. Let me look on the board here. I'm seeing some different answers as well. Vegas is saying this. He's saying Noll, Landry, Walsh, Belichick, Tortilla, Bill, Andy, Mike T, Rashawn Meatballs, Rashawn Metaballs. Lindsay says Reed. That's not a bad one either. Vegas, Noll, Landry, Tyrone. Mike McCarthy, Bill, Andy Reid, Tomlin, Chuck Noll. Steel Loyal, Bill Belichick, Chuck Noll, Andy Reid, Tom Landry. Got that from Vanilla Thunder. Bud Grant Roberts saying, guys, we'll take just another moment. Throw up your guesses. If you think you might know it, even if you don't think you know it, throw them up anyway. It's all good in the hood. Nobody's going to judge. Guys, again, I'm looking for the 5 head coaches in the NFL history. The only 5 that take one team to 8 straight playoff appearances. Of course, Mike talked about Don Shula from the Dolphins, Tom Landry from the Cowboys, Chuck Noll from the Steelers, Bill Belichick from the Patriots, and the one that was given, guys, of course, our coach, Coach Mack, right here, did it with Green Bay. Vegas says Belichick might have missed the list due to the year Tom blown his knees. What he's saying?
Oh shit!
It's a good point, Vegas. Good point for bringing that up. I'll give you just another moment, and we will reveal. Again, I'm looking for 5 head coaches. These are the only 5 that led one team to 8 straight playoff victories. Mike again chose Shula, Belichick, Noel, Landry, and then Mike McCarthy, guys. Here we go. Here is the question, and here is the answer. Mike, 5. There's only been 5 head coaches that took one team to 8 straight playoff appearances. You said Belichick. You said Landry. You said Shula. You said no, and Mike McCarthy was the given one, Mike. You got 4 out of 5 correct. The ones you got correct were Bill Belichick is correct. He did do it. Mike also. Tom Landry. He did it. Andy Reid did it. Chuck Noll did it. And Mike McCarthy did it. Those are your 5 coaches that led their one team to 8 straight playoff appearances. Again, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, and Mike McCarthy.
So I was going a little older because I usually back then, coaches were there for a long time, and I knew Reid had those long stints and pretty good, great run in KC right now. The Philly run, I couldn't remember if there was a year there or not when they missed the playoffs.
They won.
So I don't know if it was there or at Kansas City. God damn, 4 out of 5. I was afraid you were going to say someone like Dan Reeves because that was in the back of my mind. Like, there's got to be a weird fuck out there.
Jamie was saying this. He said Walsh, Shola, Noel Belichick. Everybody was in the was in the ballpark. I think if you're in the ballpark, I think you were going to do fine. Vegas, they still went 10-6 without him, but missed playoffs. And then Loyal says, "No shit, I guess right. Thank you, Vanilla."
Well, that's fine here.
Let's talk, Mike, about a few things. A lot going on this weekend. I do want to say Buccos, new series with the Braves, 3 games set. That starts tonight, 7:15, game 1 of 3. Our 2 soccer teams, Mike, the Gals, the Riveters, they will be hosting Flower City. That's tomorrow at 3. And the guys, they are going to be traveling to play Charleston Battery. That's a 7 o'clock game tomorrow. And then also, Mike, on the gridiron, our ladies right here, Mike, our Pittsburgh Passion, they are going to be at home hosting the DC Divas in the biggest game of the year at Slippery Rock College. I'm sorry, Slippery Rock College. You can watch the game on YouTube. They are live every week. And I recommend, guys, if you haven't, do check out our ladies, the Pittsburgh Passion. I don't just say it because they're from the Berg. I don't just say it because they wear black and gold. I say it because they play some good football. Check out the Pittsburgh Passion. That is a 6 o'clock start tomorrow. Also, Mike, around the country, you're going to see a lot of people that are interested in the Canes and the Golden Knights. That series in the NHL is tied 1 game apiece. Game 3 is tomorrow at 8 o'clock in Las Vegas. And finally, Mike, the NBA, they're back at it tonight after the Knicks took a 1-0 lead earlier in the week. Mike, the Knicks will play the Spurs in game 2 tonight. It's an 8:30 start in the NBA. And finally, if you want to watch some meaningful football, the UFL's playoffs are this week. Mike, 4 teams left, 2 of them playing against each other next week for the UFL XFL championship. So again, you want to get a little American football on your TV, we do have that as well this week. Like, both games are Sunday. 3 o'clock start is the first one. That is DC at Orlando. And then the second game is a 6 o'clock start on Sunday. That's Louisville at St. Louis. A lot of sports going on, Mike, for our pro and low pro teams here in the Berg. And if that's going on, stop and grab yourself some Duquesne Pilsner to enjoy it all. Duquesne Pilsner, Mike, is now available in Giant Eagle in 6 and 12 packs and wherever cases are sold. The people at Duquesne Pilsner are always there for us, so we like to be there for them as well and ask people to support them. Guys, maybe you don't drink a lot, that's fine. Swing over and check out their social media, hit the follow, likes, all that kind of stuff. It all helps as well. Mike, we always have Duquesne Pilsner here at the studio for every event that comes along. Duquesne Pilsner made right here in the Berg, Mike, and it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, Mike, if you haven't, check us out. We are on social media as well. We are on Facebook. We are on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Swing by, hit the follow button, keep up with what's going on with the 2 Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you haven't had a chance yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, the sub, the share, the comment, any of that stuff. It all helps us out, guys. We appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Michael, your thoughts on today's show?
Let's get that JPJ contract signed.
I agree.
You know, I'm sorry when all your meaningful stats and analytics are 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. You're a top 5 corner in the league. You are shutting people down. You're what, second best cornerback in zone coverage, one of the best in man coverage, one of the best in third downs. Um, Quarterback, cornerback, left tackle, still the top 3 positions in the league. Looks like we have our left tackle locked up of the future with Fatanu. Let's get our cornerback of the future, in the present, and the now locked up. I'm sorry, he's more important than any of the 3 edge rushers we have out there.
All right, guys. Well said, Mike. We'll be back Monday to get into all this stuff that I just mentioned and to keep on top of all the Steelers scoop, because as we know, the OTAs do pick up back on Monday. So we're going to be right back at it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for OTAs. We will be here all week to talk about all that stuff, plus all this stuff, Mike. So much going on, Mike. And as I said, the last 10 games between all these teams, our Pirates and our Low Pros, we've gone 9-1 in the last week. So we're doing a lot of winning here in Pittsburgh, guys. It's a lot of fun, a lot going on. Again, we'll be back Monday at our regular time to get back into it with everything. And who knows what the hell's going to happen with our Steelers, Mike. We could have JPJ signed at that point. We could have a lot of different things because, of course, the beginning of the week when Myles Garrett moved, we did not know that everything was going to come that followed for us. So, again, really anything could happen, and we'll be here for it when it does. Let me grab these last few messages, guys, as we are going to be wrapping up here for the week in just a moment, but I don't want to miss anybody. Let's go right here to I'm going to go right here and then right here. I'm going to go to Jamie. Jamie says Walsh, Noel Belichick. Right here. Okay, still loyal. No shit, I guess. Right. Thank you, VT. Tyrone. I knew Bill Reed, Noel, MF. Other one, I ain't sure. No, it's all. Again, if you're in the ballpark, you're going to get pretty close. But to get all 5, it was tough to get all 5 and to get them all because, again, everybody seemed to generally have the same answers, but identifying which 5 was the difficult part for sure. Bill Walsh should get. Where did it go? Where did it go, Mike?
It jumped on you.
It did jump on me. Walsh should get partial credit for Andy Reid. Robert says the Chiefs won AFC West 9 straight years before this. They did. They were awesome. No 2 ways about it. Lindsay, thank you so much. Lindsay says, thanks. Bye, guys. Have a great weekend. I hope you have the same. Have a great weekend as well, ma'am. Thank you for all your support and always being here. We love you, Lindsay. Mike, 100%. Jamal, my man, great show. We appreciate you, my man, my friend. Thank you, Jamal. I hope you have a great weekend, sir. And finally, Robert says Bud Grant coached the Vikings to 11 straight playoff victories from 1968 to 1978. So again, I'm not real sure. I'd have to look more into that, but I just have that there's 5. So you may be right. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I can only say what I know. Guys, what else do I got here, Mike? I got this. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you, everybody on the board, as you guys are always a great part of this show. You always help keep this show interesting. Guys, we couldn't do it without you. You are the lifeblood of the show. Thank you so much. And then everybody that's at home or in the car or the gym, maybe taking a walk, listening in your earbuds, watching on your TV, even on your phone, maybe even in the bathroom stall at work as your Friday gets wrapped up and you're just trying to buy some time. We hope that we could do some help you enjoy your day there as well. But you guys, we all thank all you as well. Everybody, thank you so much. Mike, did you look into that last message at all?
What was the last message?
Bud Grant.
The Bud Grant.
Yeah. And again, I mean, that would change the answer.
It would be. Yeah.
So, again, we'll check that out real quick for you, Robert. I do apologize. Let's go here. Tortilla says, I'm in the studio. Tortilla is in the studio. Appreciate you as well, Jamie, my man. Thank you so much. You too, sir. Let's go right here. Mike's going to just grab this, and then we are going to wrap it up. Bud Grant coached the Vikings 11 straight playoff appearances from 68 through 78. And there you go. All right.
Yeah.
So if you said Bud Grant, which you did, then you know what? You could be right as well. And if you were, congratulations. I apologize for not having that.
Yeah, and that is in the Super Bowl era.
It sure is, guys. So there you go. If you said Bud Grant, you could have got 5 right, and we will certainly give you credit for that. I think this is everything, guys. Again, I want everybody to make sure everybody has a great weekend, stays safe. Kids are finally off for the summer, Mike. So we'll see you if you have even less hair when you come back on Monday. Again, some may say that's impossible, but I believe that you could still have less hair, Mike. And we will see after the first full weekend with your kids, knowing that they're not going to go back to school after the weekend.
I'm still. Why you got to bust on my hair?
Again, thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you back on Monday again at our regular time to get into it all over again. A lot of stuff going on right now with our teams in the Berg. Guys, it's going to be a blast no matter what the hell goes down. And again, let's get JPJ signed. I know this is where most of Steeler Nation is right now. Again, Mike, I think that it's not as a matter of if, it's a matter of when, as I've been saying for days, and I'm going to continue to say it, even though if other people are saying it now as well, I don't care. But we'll be back to get into that and so much more as the Steelers do continue OTAs. Appearances not winning a playoff game every year. We will get into the OTAs on Monday again. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's going down next week to wrap up the OTAs for the season. So I think that's it, guys. I want to say thank you one more time to everybody for coming and hanging out. We hope everybody has a great, safe weekend. Stay out of trouble. We want to see everybody back next week. Alive and well. Tortilla says, Sosh, want to bust on your hair?
Why do you freaks got to go and make it weird? Okay.
See now, this is why I didn't want to give game balls away, because you could. This is a walk-off home run that he just gave.
Walk-off home run. This is true. But come on now.
I like it.
Don't make it weird. Great
Listen,
comment.
If I had a game ball to give it to you, I would, but I'm just going to call that the walk-off.
I'll give Tortilla my game balls.
No, I just do want to say, guys, that was a walk-off. So great job.
That was perfect.
We'll be back Monday. Do it all over again. We hope to see everybody then. Have a great, safe weekend, guys. For everybody here at the show, for Chop, for RB, for Derpy, for Finch, for Mike, myself. Oh, don't forget to get those all-star votes in for your favorite Pittsburgh Pirates, even if you're not Pirates fans, guys. And then also the roast, guys. Keep that in mind. Keep the wheels turning on that as well. But I do want to say thank you so much. We'll see everybody on Monday. Again, thank you for everything from everyone here at the show. I do want to say peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. The two Dum Yinzers, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.